Good evening, everyone. We shall get this party started here in a moment. I'm just sitting here looking like a stupid ass, just waiting for the countdown to finish. I should just cut it off and just get started, right? But then I'd be kind of deceptive because I put a certain time and somebody might, let me go get something to drink. They go get something to drink, come back, stream already started, and they missed it, right? Then I'm the asshole. Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to all you lovely people who were here at the beginning of the stream. I saw that comment from Broderick. You know that I'm older and wiser almost now. I'm not even going to tolerate your nonsense, Broderick, okay? Mr. Broderick who never shows up, right? Wow, there we go. Cut the music off. All right. All right. Yeah. I mean, I was on the dot. It started. It just wasn't, I wasn't on the camera. I was actually sitting right here looking at the whole countdown. So, what? Oh, happy birthday to me. Look, it's Lady fucking Licious. Huh. I thought she was in jail for robbing the dominoes. Anyway, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is a conversation. It's a community. It's a place where we can speak freely, whether you agree or disagree. I got to apologize to y'all, right? Because last night I got a little frustrated at a comment that was made, and I might have got a little bit out of character because, usually I don't give too much of a shit. It's just the not all thing. Like, we're all adults here. Like, and it's just the not all thing frustrates the fuck out of me. Because I take it as like, I take it for granted. Like, if we're having a conversation, of course, not all. If I'm speaking, anyway. So I apologize because I got a little mad at some new person yesterday. I don't know who the fuck they were, but whatever, right? So I have a character to maintain. Why is that microphone on? Anywho, so tonight you're like, Honcho, what is the topic? What are we talking about? I don't really have nothing. Tonight's been a day of reflection, right? Tomorrow I get a little bit older, so I figure we do it late. Try to make it to midnight if my old ass don't fall asleep on y'all, and we go from there. Because I can't guarantee. I plan to show up tomorrow. I plan to show up tomorrow evening. But then again, I might get into some debauchery and tomfoolery and shenaniganery, and who knows? So I might not, I may or may not make it tomorrow. We'll see how those things pan out, right? You got to do it. You got to have a little bit of fun. Got to live a little bit. So let's see what we have joining us this evening. And then let's get into a great conversation with all you wonderful people. And so, like I said, I just want to talk about how times have changed. I want to talk about a couple other things going on in the world. I'm going to be tinkering with some stuff in the background. I don't think this shit is still working like it should. Let me try something here. So y'all might see me putting random chat commands in the thing because I'm trying to get this bot working. And what pissing me off is that it was working and now it's just not working at all. So there's that. But anyway, shout out. Let's see what we got in the mix. Broderick being first is weird. Shout out to Broderick. Texas Apache. What's the Apache? I'm learning how to speak English today. Texas Apache. What's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, Northside. I don't put sugar in my sweet tea. How you doing this evening, ma'am? The lovely Miss Sarah Lou. How are you? Let's see, Mr. Anderson. What's the motherfucking deal? What'd you do? Where's my mouse at? Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Let's see. Lady Licious. That's really a surprise. Of all the surprises, that's the biggest surprise. Like I really thought she definitely stole at least $500 worth of pizza and they canned her ass. Anyway, I'm just fucking with you. Good to see you, Lady Licious. Let's see if I miss you. I promise I ain't dish you. I hope that everybody is doing good, right? So, just looking at life, looking at things, looking at everything. I think it's always good. I've talked about a lot of times here about auditing your belief systems. You shouldn't think the same thing now that you believed 5 years ago, right? Because the world is constantly changing. Our environments are constantly changing. People's behaviors are constantly changing. And so I've just been looking at things. I've just been observing. I've just been thinking, right? And I'm just looking at time then versus now, right? I mentioned the other day about convenience. And everything now is done for the sake of convenience, right? But can there be too much convenience? Like, I believe we're at a point in time now where a lot of people have too much time on their hands, right? And then with, AI taking over everything or being integrated into everything and, making certain tasks a bit easier, the mundane stuff at least, make it a little bit easier. Again, that's more free time for people to have. And I wonder if this excess free time is what's causing the problems in the world, right? Because if you're busy, you really have no idea what's going on around you because you're working too much or you're doing too much. You got family to take care of or whatever. And you're prioritizing the shit that you have going on. You're not worried about the world around you, right? That's why I always talk about with the news. I'm just saying that it makes more sense to get upset about stuff that impacts you than like Jimmy Kimmel. Who gives a fuck about Jimmy Kimmel? Like, be honest. 0 and a 1. Quick poll in the chat. And that shit ain't even working either. Quick poll in the chat. When is the last time, have you watched a late night show with Jimmy Kimmel in the past year? 0 for no, 1 for yes, right? Just be honest. Because I can't tell you the last time I might have watched a late night show, David Letterman might have been on, right? Last time I watched a late night show, Johnny Carson might have fucking been on for all I fucking know. It definitely has not been with Stephen Colbert. And I used to like Stephen. I used to like the Daily Show. I used to like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart a long time ago, right? Who was that other weird? I used to actually like that other little weird ass show with the weird British dude. Last Night Tonight, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Sarah John. Oh, it's coming. Oh, don't be surprised. All it's going to take, like, people don't realize what's happening, right? AI makes a lot of, like, if you use AI and fool with it all, you realize it still makes a lot of mistakes. So it's going to determine whatever it's going to determine. And you got to think about all these robots that they're building with human-like features and abilities. It's that one robot that they always got going around the street fucking with people. The Rizbot or whatever they call it. So you got to think about it. All it takes is some faulty AI eventually to connect with one of these robots and the motherfucker start doing whatever the fuck he wants to. All right. And it just starts going crazy. And it's just wild shit starts happening. Then what happens, right? We're out of there. So it's not far. It's not hard to believe, right? Because pretty soon everybody will have a robot in their house. All it's going to take is one person to fucking hack the motherfucker, and shit, switch it up, and then we're all doomed, right? It's all downhill from that point. But, here it is. Change the background. I don't like these bubbles. The bubbles aren't doing it for me, right? The bubbles aren't. Let me find something better. It'll work. All right. So, anyway, just looking at the world, like some of you are a little bit older than me, some of you a little bit younger, right? But from the world that you remember, has it always been so political? Has it always been so, has the world always been this way? Or has it, like I said, the new convenience, the fact that everybody has more time on their hands, everybody has more access to information, and they're more knowledgeable about information. They're not more aware of the information that they have. So they know of more things, but they're not informed of those things. Had a very interesting interaction today. I always find it real funny when people blame slavery for everything. Don't get me wrong. It had an impact somewhere down the line. All right, but somebody, I had a little back and forth with somebody who blamed slavery for the lack of fathers in the home. And so I was just inquiring, I'm like, well, what happened in civil rights when, we were up there, 75, 80% of households were nuclear in the black community. What happened? Like, what happened that slavery overlapped that and then just put us in this position that we're in now? So it's been, right? It's been a very interesting day. And, sometimes I tell people they should read more, but before certain people need to read more, they need to make sure they have a dictionary on hand to understand what the fuck they're reading. Because people just like to say stuff. People like to say things. Niggas love to say things, right? And matter of fact, the things that goodness gracious. Hold on. Let me see something here. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, it's just it's a situation where we just got too much going on. Like, people need to be busier. People need to exert their energy. People need to use this for something more beneficial, right? Because I think that we've gotten polluted by the politics on every side. I mean, just look at everything's stupid. Like, I'm really disappointed. I don't know. I probably said this the other day. I'm really disappointed in the the tone conservatives are taking with a lot of this modern day stuff, right? Because they're acting just like you say the liberals act. You know what I mean? Like, so it's weird. Like, I'm going to be on a tangent, probably about a bunch of random stuff this evening, right? Because it's just a bunch of random shit that's on my mind. But the politics have impacted the mindset. Like, politics have overtaken everything. Like, you remember when they used to say certain things you weren't supposed to talk about, right? And it used to be religion, money, politics. These used to be things that you didn't talk about in polite society. Well, polite society is gone. And we are, I wouldn't even say we're in social media. Like, social media isn't even really a thing anymore, right? Like, it's social media. We're not socializing. It's interest-based, right? You don't get, like, you get on social media, you get a bunch of random stuff and it'd be just, oh, this is funny, or somebody shared this, or, kind of in the zone of which. Now, do you realize, like, I don't know if y'all watch what people like to call trends, but it's basically people doing the same sketch somebody else did and calling it a trend. But, like, do you notice, like, now in your feeds, you get more and more of the same exact thing? It's not about socializing. It's not about being open to discussion. It's not about it's about building these echo chambers that, KK, what's the motherfucking deal? On the road delivery now. Oh, well, good. Well, bring me a pizza. That, it's just that, I've lost my train of thought. Crazy stuff. But it's like I said, it's just that we have a situation where we talk about all these things openly, publicly, and blatantly, right? And those were things that were not supposed to be conversations. They said that, back in the day, polite society, you didn't have these conversations. Now we have these conversations all the time. And that's why everybody's angry. That's why everybody's upset. That's why everybody's mad, because you're discussing the things we're not supposed to discuss openly, right? But my personal view of it is, if you don't agree with something, you have more platforms than ever. You have more ability than ever to go anywhere, to see what you want to see, to, engage in whatever you want to engage in as far as content wise. And people still get up and they look for shit they don't like. They look for shit to complain about, right? They look for shit. That's the fucking problem. I know that shit don't work. Now, pardon me, because I'm still, like I say, trying to tinker with some shit, trying to get some shit going, and it just ain't doing what the fuck is supposed to be doing. So again, pardon me, it's been a very I've moved. If y'all were here last night, y'all saw I was trying to integrate some of the new things. You see the ticker down there. I need to change that, but I probably moved backwards now, right? I've probably gone backwards as far as getting the shit done that I've been trying to get done. For the bot's definitely not fucking working. And it's pissing me off because there's so much good shit going on with the bot right now, and it's just not integrating. So maybe tomorrow, if tomorrow shows up, we'll see what happens. But here we are. So, but yeah, like I said, we have more access to information. I agree with you, lady. It's easier to access stuff. But why aren't people accessing the shit they want? Why are people doing more complaining? When you have more access to information, opportunity, people that you could not contact, like people that, like back in the day, if you wanted to access it, you might get lucky and fucking write a letter and hope that their assistant writes you back or some shit. Like now, people have direct access to stuff, and they think that they're fucking friends. I have direct access to whoever can comment on shit they post. Hey, fuckhead, or whatever. And people talk to people like they're buddies, right? There's no more lines drawn in the sand, right? There's no more separate. It's too much access. I agree. There's too much access out of J-Mail. Like I say, there's too much access to people. There's too much access to each other, right? They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's the saying. Well, there's no absence, right? I was thinking about the prime time as we're going down this thing. The prime time, the peak of society was when phones could only text message, right? Maybe the Sidekick Android when it first came out type days, like that right there, when you could like text message, but you had a full keyboard, right? Because who wants to press the button 3 or 4 times to get that was peak society. Because now we're posting pictures of everything. We got to share where we are all the time. Tag me here, show me there, do this, Brent. Like it's so much unnecessary shit. You know what I mean? It's so much unnecessary shit that, it's like we're full of more information that we don't need than ever, right? A bunch of bull, like shit that don't matter. I don't care what Kim Kardashian ate for breakfast today. Like, I don't care. I don't care, even though I made it a topic of conversation yesterday, I don't care that Cardi B's a whore and she's on her 17th baby. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. It's none of my business. I don't care about these fucking celebrities, right? I genuinely don't give a shit, right? If you're not doing something purposeful, like I don't care about entertainment and frankly, off the field, I don't care about athletes. I don't care about none of this shit, right? Unless they are contributing to the benefit of society. I care about it in that time frame. Shout out to Delta Echo Golf. He litters on the highway. But it's just like a situation where we've been made to believe that this shit is more important than it really is. But the system works because we uphold these beliefs in the system, whichever part of it that you agree with. And I'm not going to go in here and be like, oh, it's system. I'm not going to do all that. It's just the whole thing. None of it makes sense to me. The way we move as people, the way we operate as people, the way we do things, it's not right. I was looking at a video of a favela today. And I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds crazy because I'm the same person that says cities are terrible. We shouldn't live like, but I do believe in favelas, like how they're just all stacked on top of each other. I think that fucking shit is cool, right? I think that there's a different sense of community when you live like that versus how we live here in America and everybody has a yard. Yards are fucking stupid. Okay? Like, don't get me wrong. I like yards. It's cool. They look nice. But a yard is the dumbest shit ever. And we bought into it. Like, when people used to plant gardens and stuff like that in their houses back in the day, maybe 40s, 50s, when everybody was like actually had gardens and doing useful shit till I think they made it illegal to fucking sell to your goddamn neighbor. That's how it should be. Like, if you have a yard, you should be growing shit in your yard. You should be in your own neighborhood, in your own community, fucking, sharing your wares and trading your wares with your, like this whole international worldwide connection shit. And don't get me wrong, I love it because that's how I've met all of you, right? If it wasn't for the internet, if it wasn't for this, I would have never, we would have never interacted. But at the same time, like, what is the plus minus? This is a plus. I met all you. But the minus is I got to see all the stupid shit. All the people that used to be in the, they used to call them resource classes back in the day. I don't know what they call them now. All the people who were in the resource classes, they're allowed to have phones and they're allowed to record stuff and they're allowed to make content. And they're allowed to put stuff out, right? You know what I'm saying? And here we are. But anyway, I think communities should be like little favelas with a lot of land around them. And you build your shit up. You go back home. You have a good sense of community. You know who your fucking neighbors are. You know what I'm saying? And that should be that. Like, all this other shit is weird. But anyway, get back to the phones. Yeah, you shouldn't have location tracking. I know GPS is handy, but I can deal with MapQuest, right? I can deal with a map because that way you ain't going places you ain't got no fucking business. See, that's the problem. Motherfuckers got a GPS now. They're not afraid to get lost. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to go. And then they go somewhere and they end up in some shit they ain't got no business doing, right? Cool. Like, and again, these things are convenient, but what is the benefit of the convenience? You know what I'm saying? What is the benefit of any of this? What is the benefit of Broderick? Right? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get lost. Let me get lost in my own time. Let me ask for fucking directions, right? We need to have one of them supernatural Saturdays or something. We haven't had one in a long time, right? Right. Like, it's about time. Shout out to Mr. Luke. What's the motherfucking deal? I'm going to start going into some of the, I won't say esoteric beliefs, but I don't believe that we as human beings, and this is why I say all the dog was scratching the fuck out of me. This is why I say, like, we move further and further from our natural abilities, right? I don't know, like back in the day when the hippies and all kind of other different shit, what'd you say? The GPS and they way too. See, that's what I'm saying. Like niggas ain't even, the gangsters ain't even gangster no more, right? Like the gangster shit ain't even, gangsters be on the phone with each other nowadays, quote unquote gangsters. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to shoot you up. Well, no, you're not. I'm on Facebook Live. Let's do this. Like, you know, like weird shit. And because the technology's so ingrained in shit, they just feel like they have to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's fucking wild. But like I said, we're in a situation where we don't need so much. And again, human nature is to always move forward. It's not about moving backwards. We never do. You give an inch, people take a mile. That's just how it is. That's just the way the world works. You come up with something, somebody wants to make that a little bit better. Nobody stops to think anymore, is this necessary? Like, is the overall benefit greater than the overall detriment, right? And so when I'm saying about that, we don't tap into our human abilities anymore. We've lost that connection. That's why everybody's so angry. See, back in the day when you had to interact, so like you say, you got lost. You stop and you ask for directions. You'd ask a stranger for fucking directions, right? Like, hey, buddy, hey, chief, how'd I get over here? And people gave you directions, right? And to do that, you had to know your environment. Nobody knows where they are. Kids nowadays don't even know their own fucking addresses, right? Kids be fucking teenagers, don't know their own fucking address, don't know how to get home. Sure as shit can't drive, right? So it's a situation where you gotta wonder, what is the benefit? Like me personally, tomorrow, I'm gonna hit the lottery, right? It's just destined. I'm gonna hit the lottery tomorrow. And I'm gonna take all the money I win. I'm gonna go buy something in a fucking Chilean jungle. I don't even know if they got jungles in Chile. But I'm gonna go buy me a plot of land in Chilean jungle, right? I'm gonna just start me a compound. minimal technology, get some of that Elon Musk internet, and just why, like, there's no reason for a lot of this shit. Like, remember, just think about this shit, like how stupid shit is. Remember MySpace? And don't get me wrong, MySpace was integral. That's where social media should have stopped. Social media should have stopped at MySpace. That was social. That's when we were still socializing. We were trying to make friends and trying to interact and trying to be, whatever. Now everybody wants to be a celebrity, right? And they say, well, Honcho, look at your ad. You're up here talking. I don't want to be famous. That's never been a thing. I just like spewing my opinions. I like having conversations with people. That's ultimately what it's all about. I don't like being known. I don't like any of it, right? But you have to interact, to have conversations, to do these things. So here we are. In reality, I'm a very private person. I'm very to myself. I like my own company. I enjoy my own company. I think people need to learn how to participate in that. Let me see something here. So yeah, it's not fucking working. Let me see. Pardon me. Like I said, because I'm testing the shit to see if the bot it is not running. Let's refresh and start this. See if we get any action. Nope. I'm so mad because, like I said, y'all don't understand. There's so much shit going on. I absolutely do. I don't have mirrors in the bathroom. Definitely got mirrors above the bed. I definitely like to watch my own performance. Why wouldn't you? See, this is the problem. It's going back to that fucking stupid ass port. That port doesn't fucking work. It's been giving me fucking errors the whole time. You still keep going back to fucking switch it up. All right. So again. So just kind of like looking at life. The trade-offs. For convenience, we lose the connection, the human ability. Right? Remember when you always see like stories, there used to be great stories like adventures where people lose track of somebody and somehow they find them. It might be years later. Those are always like the great stories, or somebody writes this letter and it finds them 20 years later. Like, there's none of that. Those stories don't exist anymore, right? Like, think about how many movies are ruined now because of technology. There's no more good stories. There's no, like, think about it. Have y'all ever watched Milo and Otis? Milo and Otis might be, and I haven't watched it. Growing up that was one of my favorite fucking movies. Going back and finding out some of the lore behind Milo and Otis makes it not one of my favorite movies. Sometimes it's information you just like, I don't be wanting to know all the behind the scenes shit, because then when you find out like behind the scene details about shit, it makes it not so good. That's why you separate the artist from the art, right? Like, I like the art. I might not like what the artist did, but he created the fucking art. But Milo and Otis wouldn't be a story nowadays. Why? Because the fucking animals would have chips in them. And somebody would just get on their phone and say, oh, the fucking dog's over here, the cat's over here, the cat and the dog are fucking off in the neighbor's yard, right? And they'd find them. Same thing with Homeward Bound, right? It wouldn't be a thing. Same thing with fucking Home Alone. I'm gonna get up and text, hey, Mom, you guys forgot me. Oh, catch an Uber to the airport. Story's over. This is what I'm saying. Technology has ruined storytelling. You say, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I might go back to a flip phone myself, Sarah. I mean, times were good then. There was I don't even want to get in that story. Anyway. But so many stories would not exist now if it was for the technology, right? So, talk about Homeward Bound, that Home Alone, all that type of shit. That shit would be gone because too much convenience. Like, movies at this point need to go back to, they need to start telling stories in time. Like, there doesn't need to be any stories being told after 2010 because it's not going to be interesting. But then all the young kids nowadays wouldn't be able to comprehend, well, why didn't he just get on his cell phone and call him? Right? They wouldn't understand that we didn't carry a fucking phone on our hip everywhere we went. But this is why I said, though, earlier about the sidekick time being the perfect time. Text messages, cool. Right? Just don't over-enter. You don't have to text me, this is a picture of what I ate for breakfast today. I don't give a fuck. Right? So you had limits on your text messages before the pictures and all that. And if you had an emergency, you could reach somebody. Now, it's an emergency because I called you and you didn't answer. So now it's an emergency. It's not because I needed anything. It's just I called you and you didn't answer your phone. So it's an emergency now. It makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. We're making just shit out of shit. Like, remember back in the day when you were a kid, you actually did not call your parents at work unless it was a real live fucking emergency. Now, kids call their parents at work because they're bored. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this type of technology, we had to figure shit out, right? How are people more upset these days about kids getting like kidnapped and getting lost? And you got all this fucking technology. Like growing up in the 80s, 90s, and I'm sure before then, we didn't have any fucking technology. And the parents basically locked us out the house. You wake up, if you were lucky, you had breakfast and you left the house and you did not come back to the house until it was dark or almost dark, right? Street lights on, get your ass in the house. Okay. And there were no panicking parents. There were no over concern. We weren't worried about getting snatched up in a white van. Now parents give their kids phones and tracking devices and are more concerned than ever. Instead of cry, hey, that's when your ass was out way too late. And look, that's a whole nother story, right? Remember back in the day, we used to go to parties at people's houses we didn't even really know, right? Be in sketchy ass places, didn't think twice about it, no phone, no anxiety, not tripping at all, right? Not sweating it at all. It's, right? I don't believe it. I think it was crazier back. The 90s was a crazy time. Right? Because I think I think it was easier to get away with shit back then because of the lack of tracking and ability to do certain things. Like, I think it was crazier back then than it is now. It's just more documented now. Right? Some little girl gets kidnapped in a small town somewhere. It's small town news. Now, because there's not enough news, but there's so many people who need it, it becomes nationwide news. Everybody hears the story 1,000 times over, and people think it's been 1,000 fucking kidnappings. It's only been one fucking kidnapping. It's only been one kidnapping. We've heard it 1,000 times, so your mind doesn't know how to process. You just think every day it's the same motherfucker that got kidnapped fucking for a year in a row. You talk about him every goddamn day, and you think it's 365 fucking kidnapping. It's not as bad as it used to be. Now, I think we want to talk about mental health issues and things like that. Yeah, it's way worse now. Significantly now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it significantly now. Say mom was scared in the local cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, the artist he's with the TikTok song. I know y'all ain't talking about that fucking the David dude. I've been hearing about this David dude person a lot. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who he is. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know nothing about shit. I don't be knowing shit half about the shit I be talking about. I just want to bring the topic up so we can talk about other things that are related to. I don't be knowing these motherfuckers, man. I don't really care, right? Like, cause I barely remember the old motherfuckers I actually used to listen to. Oh, he's from Houston. Oh, terrible. That's awful. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking awful. That I did not know that. I thought he's some weird ass. These new Houston niggas is making. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Like, and I'm not saying like these younger Houston niggas. Like, they don't sound nothing like they didn't build off the old foundation. They don't rap like we used to no more. Houston ain't Houston no more. Y'all let too many niggas come in this motherfucker and fuck it up with their weird energy and their complaints. Like, we need to be treating motherfuckers how we treat motherfuckers after Katrina. Take that how you want to take it. So people go, that's cold-blooded, right? Well, what happened after Katrina is the motherfuckers who came in cool, they was treated cool. The motherfuckers who came in complaining, well, they had a different experience. So, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I mean, I've heard like little shit going around. Like, the bits I heard about it, like, cause it's been popping up from some of the other motherfuckers I follow. I think it showed up on my reel. And I saw that little shit. I'm like, no, it's crazy. Like, they were taking the casket everywhere and doing all the wild shit. Like I'm saying, weird shit. These motherfuckers nowadays are just creating their own problems. But anyway, wild stuff. So let's see. Let's do this. Well, I don't know if I'm going to. I'm not tired. I don't know. I just got a lot going, but we'll see. Let's open up the line a little bit earlier this evening, say about 10 minutes. And that's funny. Say about 10 minutes. And but yeah, just looking at things now. Like I say, about to be 41 years old. Never in my life did I ever think I'd be saying something. I never thought, I always say that. I never thought it would be this. And I'm just looking at shit like, and maybe I process stuff different. As I've gotten older, I've come to understand how I think much better than I did when I was younger. You know, you just think thoughts without, like, now I have an understanding to why I think the way I do. You know, an understanding as to why I move the way I move. And, you know, I actually had to take the time to sit and just really, really think about it, right? And it can't be, this can't be the same world that I grew up in. And so now I understand older folks when I was younger, right? When I was a kid, and while older people would say the things that they said, like I would never have imagined that our world would change so much. And then again, growing up, especially in that time when it switched up. Right, the technology like that increase. I say about 2003, right, and then the world has not been the same since then. Again, when I graduated, so it is what it is. But to me, it's been different. Like the technology explosion. You know what I mean? You say what? Are you trying to figure out what I was talking about? What are you saying here? Yeah, it was. You ain't hear it like, oh, my bad. The David dude. Yeah, they were saying he was like taking a casket, doing shows with like a funeral theme to him. They were talking about the little girl that he violated. Like they said he was singing her name in songs and shit. Like weird ass shit. So yeah, that whole story is very odd to me, right? Very peculiar. But yeah, man. And it's just like I look at shit. I look at the TV shows. I look at what used to come on TV, and now I look at it now as I'm older. And when you were young, you used to think a lot of these family shows were, they were just good, wholehearted, family-friendly shows. They had their little adult innuendo and their little, their little subtleties in it. But now, what is there? There is no family TV. Is there like, I don't know, maybe y'all watch more than I do, right? But what is on TV now that has come out in the last, in the 2020s, that's considered a family TV show? Like, do they make family television anymore? I was watching South Park the other day, and it's that episode from when they, I don't know if y'all remember the Cartman Bra episode, but it's right. The living room is dead. Do people hang out in the living room anymore? The living room was the family room. When phones start having screens that can show you whatever you want, that was the downfall. That was when it all separated. That's when you lost track of everything. Because even when you had like computers, you could still kind of keep track of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? You could still kind of keep track of what was happening. But now, you go in the living room, you have TV in the living room. One, TVs were big and expensive. Now they're small and cheap. So everybody has one in every room. You never know what your fucking kids are watching. You don't know what anybody's on. You don't know about what's going on. And now the phone is even worse because now it's a smaller screen. I keep it to myself. You can't spy on me. And you have no idea what's going on, what's being watched, what's being processed, right? People don't eat at the dinner table anymore, right? So you don't sit down and say, hey, how was your day? What did you learn today? You don't reflect over any of these things. And these things seem like small, minor issues, but these were major, major things. With these little habits being taken out of our day-to-day existence, these are some of the things that have changed society. People don't know their kids anymore because they don't sit down. They don't sit down and say, hey, let me check my kids' behavior. We're going to sit down at the dinner table, see if they're acting funny, if they're moving different, if they're operating different. You know what I'm saying? Like it says it's different. But people don't care, right? Because why? Because the parents are fucking distracted. They're distracted on their own damn device. Everybody's distracted. Nobody's paying attention until something major happens. And then it's like, oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, I didn't think that would happen. Oh, I didn't believe that would occur. But it did, right? Why? Because we're all a part of the problem at this point. we're all contributing to the issue. So there's that. All right, give me just a second. I guess I'll let the muddy in if he's still outside. Then we'll take some calls. We'll just see. It's a nice Friday. It's whatever's on your mind. Kind of a free range Friday. I don't know. All right, give me just a second. Come on, fat dog, hurry up. From deep in my soul. All right, let's do this. Give me a second, let me switch it up. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, let me open up the line and shit first. Make sure it's all suitable here. Go to sleep, fat dog. I know your ass is down there asleep anyway. Might as well take your ass to bed. Don't start no shit. I can tell by the look on your face. You looking for something to get into, but you don't know what the fuck to get into. So go to bed. Go get in your fucking thing. Hey. Go. I knew your ass was tired. All right. Do 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 do. Give me un segundo. Where is? That's the problem. Hold on. I hate when it fucking does that. It puts this shit on the other fucking screen for whatever reason, and I cannot see it. I can see somebody calling, but I cannot. Let me get the deal. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. Let me move the deal real quick. Hold on, so I can get in the right position. All right, cool. All right. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
Yo, that's me?
Yes, sir.
What it do? It's Luke, man. It's Mr. Luke, man. What's going on, brother Honcho?
Oh, man, doing good. Mr. Luke, how you been, sir?
Man, life been lifing. It's all good.
I understand.
Salute to the ladies in the chat. I saw the shout outs there. I wasn't able to type it back, but salute to you too, bro. I wanted to give your flowers real quick, man. I appreciate everything that you've done just with this social media space in the last few years, especially with the Sauce.
I appreciate that. Thank you,
that was a real big deal. You really was ahead of the curve on a lot of that. So definitely want to give you props on that.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that.
I didn't really want to get into political shit. I want to piggyback on what you were just talking about, though.
Okay.
On just as far as society, things changing. Just like I just said, bro, things change. Things change. You tapped in on it about the music before, like the content of the music and rap, right?
Yes, sir.
When we were younger, we had Young MC, MC Light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kid and Play.
Right.
Wheels, Fresh Prince. We had, but I attribute that to rap still being new and fresh, right? It hadn't grown to what it was going to be. And that's just like with anything else. We look at rap and say, man, what happened? It used to be this, it used to be that. Mm-hmm. Every genre says the same thing, though. I listen to country. You got people who listen to country. They say, man, country used to be this. It ain't the same no more. Like, life really just changes, bro. And it'd be hard for us to accept the changes that happen in life. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just it's hard for us because we grew up a certain way, but we have to realize, bro, we ain't young no more. So we can never go back to how things used to be. That shit it don't happen like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. No. But as far as society go, yeah, man, social media, bro, I say this a lot. Social media has played such a big role in our day-to-day, how we interact with each other, how how we respond to things, just life in general. You dig? Social media is a big deal. I mean, and if you want to get on the political shit too, I mean, because social media plays a whole big part in that I don't think we really acknowledge it a lot. We don't acknowledge the way that we talk to each other, the way that we confront each other, the way that we interact with each other, especially when it comes to these type of topics. Social media has played a big part in that. What you think?
No, I 100% agree with you, you know, and the social media is also kind of, just to touch on that last thing you said, it has created this weird sense of familiarity with one another that people didn't used to have back then. And I'm not saying it's necessarily a good thing to be familiar, but we treat each other with this level of familiarity instead of, you know, a level of respect initially. We treat each other, I mean, like I said, complete strangers. And we could be having a discourse about a topic we may or may not agree on, but then we approach it like, hey, like I know you from school, buddy, or something like that. And instead of trying to have a civil conversation, we're all just kind of rude. We're all kind of very disrespectful to one another if they don't agree with what you agree with wholeheartedly.
Big facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened last night. Even, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I got disagreements politically with a lot of people, especially people who lean right. And I express them, not in a disrespectful way, but I noticed that anytime I express those, any type of differing opinion, it's like I almost just get attacked. And I ain't knocking nobody in the den. You know, I know how it go. You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I always approach, especially with shit like this, I approach dialogue in peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see where we can, let's disagree, but let's see where we can find some common ground first.
Right.
And, you know, because I approach conversations in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can get with the bullshit. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm with all the dumb shit, but I'm older, so I don't want to go down that road no more. Plus, that road don't get us nowhere. Look at all the fighting and shit that we're doing in the country. I mean, at some point, bro, we have to tone it down. So it has to be cooler heads that actually are meeting in good faith and trying to come with some solutions. It's just where we agree. And then where we disagree, we can just agree to disagree. But I mean, in society nowadays, like you said about social media, we approach each other in disrespect. You know, we have conditioned ourselves to do that. Go to any comment section, say anything differing from somebody else's opinion, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to attack you personally. Boys ain't even coming at you with like real dialogue. Boys is coming at you talking about your profile pic, big ass glasses you got on. You know what I'm saying? That whole ass shirt you wearing. You know, like it's fucked up. It's funny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's how
funny,
they do. That's how they do, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fucked up because we can't never get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I ever want to do, dog, is just talk about like solutions. You know what I'm saying? Fuck where we at. We can all talk about the problems and how fucked up shit is. Yeah, we get that. What can we do to fix this shit? And, you know, I don't find people typically that lean right that are open to that type of dialogue. It's usually just like an insult fest or like a fucking troll fest. Like they just want to get their shit off and insult motherfucker. And I'm like, bro, I'm not here for that shit, dog. You know, so like, what you think can be done to like, to cool the, I guess like the tension between just the people who don't see eye to eye politically or even socially? What do you think could be done to like get us to start to have real dialogue with each other?
Man, that's a great question. That's something I definitely have to think about. But what you mentioned, you're absolutely correct. And I see it kind of goes both ways. And this is what I think happens is that I think most of us all start out genuinely aligning with the side that we think has better options or, you know, is hoping for the better outcome. But then when we do engage each other across the aisle, like, it's been things I've posted. I tend to lean more conservative, even though I say I'm more independent. There's certain issues that I feel like have a significant impact that we shouldn't be supporting. But you voice these things, and they said, I've been attacked. And once you go through that so many times, I think you start to expect that. And then as soon as, you know, you come across somebody with a disagreement, you go into that mode. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of people. I think a lot of people started off, hey, let's have an open, genuine discourse. Or some people came in with bad intentions, but once you get attacked for, like you said, for having differing views, and it happens so much that you never get that, you never move forward, you never make any progress in the conversation. I think you just start to expect, and then you start leading, you become that. Because I've found myself a couple of times recently, and that's why I say I had to take a step back and kind of look at my own actions. attacking. No,
Yeah, but look what you did. But look what you did. I'm sorry, but look what you did. You actually sat back and you assessed how you responded or how you interacted, and you noticed that it wasn't always the best, right?
Yeah.
So you were able to critique yourself, right?
Right.
I find that a lot of people, and it sucks because, like, how can I say this? You know how Jay-Z say, I forgot the line we say, people arguing, you can't tell who is who.
Yeah. A wise man told me don't argue with fools because people from a distance don't know
with
who is
fools.
who.
Yeah, people from a distance can't tell who is who.
Yeah.
Right. That's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, with the left and the right, especially, I've been on the political shit kind of heavy really since Obama took office. You know what I'm saying? Because and I have a lot of critique with people on the right, and I hope I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers. I'm just trying to have dialogue about it, right?
Yeah.
The thing that you have done, even I'm gonna give you some props, bro, because you're the first person I ever heard who said that they lean conservative, who has actually acknowledged that the right is how the right has been acting, especially as of late, right? Because I think it's just so obvious. Like, how could you not see it, bro?
Right.
You're the first person I ever seen acknowledge that. Like, I have conversations with people. I'm like, bro, so can you at least acknowledge this, or can you at least acknowledge that? And instead of, everybody wants to be so right and just win the argument that they won't even acknowledge the shit that's just obvious. You dig? So I'm like, I appreciate you doing that. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like a small thing, but bro, just that simple acknowledgement lets me know that that's what I'm calling. Because typically I wouldn't even call. I'd be like, bro, I'm not fucking with these niggas because I'm not finna try to argue with niggas. But I can sense that despite whichever way you may lean, you are open to real dialogue, not bullshit, but like real dialogue.
Right.
Now, yeah, you can get off your square, kind of how you said, how somebody kind of ruffled your feathers yesterday. But that's fine. It happens like that sometimes. But at least you even acknowledge that. You like, well, look, that's what happened yesterday. I'm not on that today. Let's move forward. So, bro, like I say, I'm with the debate. I'm with the discussion, but I'm all for the solution, especially us as black people, because, bro, it's time. Bro, we are really in a state of emergency, from our music to our entertainment, just our culture, period. It's just all, I called it poison yesterday, and I say this is some shit I say. It's poison, bro, but we love our poison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We love our poison, bro, and we will ingest and take our poison until it kills us.
Right.
And it has been killing us, bro. And, we really are in need of some solutions, dog. So I just appreciate you opening up the floor, bro. If there's anything else you want to tap in on, I'm with it. If not, I'll drop down and just listen, bro.
No, man. I mean, you made a point earlier when you and it just kind of caught my thoughts when you was mentioning the rap and how it's definitely changed. Like, when is the last time you've heard of a newer rapper even put MC in their name? Because MC used to mean something. It used to mean that you had lyrics, that you could rap, that you was spitting. Like, you took pride in that title, MC. You know what I'm saying? We talk about like Young MC, you talk about who was it? MC Surge, MC Light, MC Hammer if you want to. But you took pride almost in what you did. It was like that MC in front of your name meant I can rap, I got a talent, I have a skill. Now it's everybody's lil something, lil this, lil that, or whatever. But that kind of just caught my ear when you mentioned that. It's like, I haven't heard of an MC anything in decades.
I can attribute that to a couple of things. I speak a lot about times change, and times just change. There used to be a time where we had R&B groups used to name themselves shit like Temptations, the Temp Tones, this that. Shit just. I can understand shit changing, but as far as the actual genre of music, you are right when it comes to that. We don't even the art is gone, right? We lost the art, and we partied and boogied and all that shit out. We let all the art go. I don't know who's responsible for that. I know we are definitely partly responsible, but of course, there's always people at the top that are pulling the strings, that are watching and controlling what's actually happening. But they've done that to the point that now we just destroy our own selves with the shit now. We just create the poison. We're not even producing, like you said, real MCs anymore. People rapping about things. I mean, even the MCs that we have now, I'm not really a big Kendrick Lamar fan, but I'm like, in these days and times, where's Kendrick Lamar to rap to us about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that from anybody.
Right.
Nobody. All we got is NBA YoungBoy. We got Cardi B just dropped, got the whole internet shook up.
No.
This is the shit that we have to look forward to. Right. While other people, other races have genres of music that are not pulling them down and tearing them apart. Man, bro, we in so much trouble. So like, yeah, I said, man, we gotta come together, all of us, bro. Left, right. I don't give a damn, nigga, up, down. we have to come together, dog. Because if we don't, as black people, man, we all black at the end of the day. So whatever happens to you happens to me. I don't give a fuck which way you lean. You can lean right, but shit, you still black. Yeah. We are teammates, bro. Yeah. You my teammate. You know, the hardest MAGA motherfucker, that nigga, he my teammate. Yeah. We teammates. Right. So we have to, bro. I mean, it just ain't no, and maybe it ain't no solution, but I mean, shit, while we here, why not try?
No, I agree with you though. And that's ultimately what my ultimate belief, honestly, is for black folks, politics ain't going to save us. I think one is black folks are struggling more with an economic situation. Cause like I was talking about yesterday, cause we don't manufacture anything. We don't make anything. We're not needed to say in a way of saying that. Like, think about, like I said, when I mentioned the Indians and the Arabs, where they got all the hotels, they got all, corner stores, same as the Asians. They got the foot spas, nail spas. Like, you have something you can attribute to every race that they have a dominant area in. Even when we talk about black products, black hair care products, the Asians run that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have a lot of stuff.
Well, you said this yesterday. The only thing we dominate in is sports. Mm-hmm.
But we don't even own that,
We don't own it. Yeah, we're dominant in the product, but definitely not the ownership. No. Right. I think that's it, bro. Like, what else? Soul food restaurants? Yeah. I mean, what the fuck? We don't even have like a national. Bro, we. Dog, it's funny, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, every other. But I feel like yesterday you were kind of asking the question of like why that is, and I was talking about, bro, we've been fractured for a long time. And I get the point where you're saying, like, yeah, we were fractured in slavery, but then after slavery in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, we were together. Right. Yeah, I don't think that we have felt the full effects of it. Being placed in impoverished areas, and being oppressed. I mean, oppression is real, and I always lead with shit like this. You black. I'm pretty sure that you acknowledge that oppression is real, even if you will say it's not as prevalent today. You can acknowledge that at least at some point, oppression really happened to black people, right?
Yeah, I can say that.
Okay, so we already got like strikes against us in society as we were trying to elevate, and we were making progress, but we had a lot of shit that was against us. And being in these impoverished areas is really one of them. Now, of course, I wasn't there, so it's hard for me to really speak too much. I don't want to do like the Charlie Kirk shit where I talk like I know what the fuck was going on. I wasn't there, But I've from what I've saw and witnessed, as far as our leaders being fucking assassinated and shit, the how can I say it? I don't want to keep using the word oppression, bro, because I'm not trying to sound like a victim. But at the end of the day, the truth is, we are victims. Black people are victims in this country. I mean, you could say, well, we're not victims now, but we were victims. Fine, whatever. We were truly victims in this country. So to look at us and say, why we not doing something like these other people don't have the history that we had. The Asians, they come over here from a country that's already thriving. They didn't have to start from the bottom and deal with the oppression that we did.
But do you think would you say that these people come from these other countries, they approach things differently than we do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they're a lot more focused. They don't have to deal with a lot of things that we deal with as far as and I use our entertainment. It sounds crazy, but this shit is so powerful, man. It changes the way that we think. It changes the way that we act. It changes the way that we are just as people, like to our core, bro. That shit is so powerful. I noticed something the other day. Young people don't even know how to talk to adults anymore.
No, fuck. Oh, man.
It has changed us. It has changed our culture has changed us so much to the point that we don't even know how to interact with authority. We don't even know how to interact with adults. I mean, sometimes young people, of course, but we don't even, I mean, this is what the culture has done to us. Now, do I love the culture? Of course, I'm part of the shit, bro. I love this shit. But that's why I say we love our poison. I'm including me too. I love this shit too.
Yeah. Oh, as much as I talk about rap, I'm still listening to. It's certain things I'm still listening to. It's still old school stuff. I'm still listening. I'm like,
niggas still jabbing Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah.
But on the cool, if we being honest, that's part of the problem. Yeah. If we were real about the shit that we say, we would get rid of that shit and put that shit out of our brains.
Right.
But we've conditioned ourselves to love it. So it's hard for us to do that.
Right.
And you got to understand, just because you can process that shit and not want to go out and go rob a motherfucker and jack a nigga and do whatever the song say, everybody can't do that.
Correct.
And I had to learn that shit, bro. I had to learn that shit coming up. I'm like, bro, I'm talking to my partners. Like, bro, you don't have to, you ain't got to act like the niggas talking about. Yeah. They couldn't separate it, bro.
But what do you and it's interesting. And two things real quick. One, in a second, J Mel said he'd like to have a 3-way. If you want to participate, I'll bring him on. It's up to you. Like I say, if you do or don't, I guess have a discussion. Okay, cool. And then two, with that, what you just said, how much of that do you think is the lack of fathers in the household? Because what I believe that, if you have that man that's there first to instill that message, that belief in you, I don't think you're as susceptible. Not saying it's 100% either way, but you're not as susceptible to fall for that message unless, he was in that line of work. But you got especially a lot of young men who are lost looking for something. And then this resonates because there's a little bit of relatability in the music. Hey, I ain't got nothing going on, oh, this nigga eating good or this, that, and the third. And then you start thinking, hey, maybe this is the way. Well, this guy's talking about this guy on the West Coast, talking about this guy on the East Coast, this guy down south. They're all talking about. So this must be what everybody's doing, to get ahead. How much of that
That's
do you?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. It's hard for me. It really gets hard in conversations to talk about that because a lot of times we get lost as to why the fathers are not in the homes, right? So we can debate that and who knows, right? For different reasons. I do agree that is a big part, right? But just because a father's in the home doesn't mean that a child or a young person is going to succeed or be better. You would think that, right? But we are up against a lot. The fathers are up against a lot. The mothers are up against a lot. Right. So like, I'm gonna just use this point when I talked about the music. When I say the music is poison and we're all affected with it, it's just not the young people that's affected with it. We grew up, you come up with in the 80s, 90s. We came up in the gangster rap generation, right? Right. So our parents weren't part of that. But the parents right after our parents were part of the gangster rap generation, right? So their understanding and teachings were a little different than ours. Ours may have been like a lot more conservative the way they brought us up. Yeah. But the parents that come up after our parents were a little different. Oh, yeah. Definitely. So they were infected with this shit too. So you got to think about what are the examples that they saw, even with the fathers in the home, right? I do agree with that though. The fathers in the home is very important, and the lacking of fathers in the home has been very detrimental to us. But why do you think that the fathers in our communities a lot of times are not in the home?
Oh man, there could be a litany of reasons. I don't think always think it's not always just a jail thing. I think part of it is bad decision making between people. I made a joke about a lot of unplanned people in existence. Right. That have come from just relationships. This wasn't even supposed to be something serious, but it turned into a life being created, and then having to deal with those. Because sometimes people don't want to own up to dealing with that. A lot of times people are in bad places. A lot of times it's multiple reasons.
Drugs too. Especially addiction.
If we want to talk about that 80s generation coming up too, you got a lot of that, and there's a lot of carryover from that. And then what you had, I think, too, is now what you're starting to see, especially with the quote unquote red pill and all that. You're seeing more men want to be that fatherly figure, but now the women have grown up maybe a generation or two without no man in the house, and they don't.
And they're bitter.
Yeah, they're bitter, and they don't even want nothing to deal with it. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's not a one size fits all. It's not a simple problem that's going to be solved by one solution. It's going to take people willing to admit, hey, okay, I'm not in the situation. I don't want to contribute to the negative situation, so I'm going to have to make a few personal changes. Just like you said, we still listening to music that's detrimental, right? If we know that, we can we can exist without participating, but we also know that there are people who listen to this shit and they're gonna go out and do the first thing the rapper says, and then we have to disassociate ourselves with it to be a better example for, the next man. But it's a very complicated situation. It's a very y'all in the chat terrible. It's a very complex situation. So I don't, there's no right or, I won't say right or there's a wrong answer, obviously, but there's no one right answer. And there's no one situation that is
right. It's just not not some shit that can be just. And then that's the thing. I've been peeping with the Charlie Kirk shit, man, because when you start to make these quick and easy generalizations for shit that's going on for very complex issues, man, it really pisses me off to see that, bro. And it pisses me off to see people agreeing with it, because just like you acknowledge, it's not just a simple fix. It's not just a simple thing. It could be a number of different reasons why this is like this or that is like that. But when you got this quick soundbite headline generation like we talked about yesterday, it's just easy to buy into shit like that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. But yeah, man, I just appreciate you opening up the fucking floor, dog. Keep the good convos going. Yeah. Like, yeah, let's have fun and shit, but man, we gotta try to figure out some kind of solutions for our problems, bro. Yeah, for real. No, and anybody that disagree that ever want to come on and chat and chop it up, if we can do that respectful, I'm down, bro. Yeah, 100%. But I'm not finna.
No, we got to bring those back, because I think J Mel still said he wanted to get. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in chat, because I think he said he still wanted to have a conversation. So I was going to bring him on if he still wants to do that. But also, but what you're saying about the Charlie, but also what I think that does though is, yeah, you say it can be a quick soundbite, but I think also it has to bring. People have to pay attention to that and say, well, why is that? And again, he doesn't have a solution. We didn't have a solution. And it's going to take that community to uplift themselves. But at the same time, we have to recognize, hey, that there is an issue, that there is a problem. Okay, so you still want to do it? Okay. And I think that's what I get more feedback. Like, yeah, that people hear him say certain things. And to me, the stuff he's saying isn't wrong. It's not false, but it doesn't sound good. It sounds like, this, that, or the other. And I think that especially a lot of people are taking particular clips and putting them together to make it sound a certain way. I'm not a big fan of Charlie. I don't really. I wasn't like an idol. I'd heard of him, and I wasn't aware that his following had gotten as big as it did. But saying that he was just dismissive of black folks, there's a whole bunch of clips you can see where he's done a lot of things for black folks, where he's encouraged black folks to do this, that, and that. So I think it's a lot of disingenuous stuff on both sides, and I think especially as black folks too, we got to look at stuff. And just because somebody's saying something that is not highlighting quote unquote black excellence or black, it doesn't mean that they're being racist. It's just meaning that there's an observation from an outside entity saying, hey, I think this is detrimental to your community. This is something that's causing a problem. Now, it's our job to get into the underlying issues of what's causing that and try to resolve that. But give me 1 second here. Let me add Josh this real quick. Mike, I'm calling ICE on Mike M. I'm calling him right now because he needs to be deported. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can add it this way. Make sure it didn't cut it off. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Hello, Mr. J Mel.
Deport that Mexican.
Did I? Let me make sure I ain't hang up on whatchamacallit. I think I might have. Hold on, my bad.
Oh, damn.
My bad, Mr. Luke. If I hung up on you, I don't think I did. I didn't intend to. If I did, let me try to. Hold on, let me do this. My bad if I did. Okay. Let me do it like this.
Nope.
Yeah, my bad, Mr. Luke. I think I hung up on you there, but we good. We got J Mel on the line. Mr. Mel, what was on your mind? You said you want to join the conversation. There was something that was said that piqued your interest.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, what's good, Luke? The whole conversation piqued my interest. Let me start off by saying that I agree with a lot of shit that you did say, and I agree with how you. I agree with where you're trying to get to. Like I agree with the point that you're trying to get to. I just don't agree with how you got there.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is like how you brought up about and you didn't want to say it, but you said it when you were like, I'm a victim. Like, we not victims, bro. And I think the problem with black people, quote unquote, we aren't all black. Them motherfuckers, some of them, they too far gone. That's what we call niggas. They niggas, and we just need to let them be niggas. But y'all gotta do that over there, and stop calling y'all so black. If y'all want to have that nigga culture, y'all have that nigga culture. But stop including me because I look like you. That's not my culture, and that was never black culture. See, after slavery, we we did create a black culture when we was out there in suit and ties doing our thing, having businesses. Like, that was black culture. And if you want to go into conspiracies and the powers that be and all that, yes, they did come in and split up the black family and force the father out of the household. And when we acknowledge that, we got to acknowledge who really did that. What party was really behind that? The Democrats. And then they turned it around and got us to worship them and join their little party. And we've been voting like he said we would. Lyndon B. Johnson said, I'm going to have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 100 years. So it's all been a game played on us, but we allowed it to happen. We got to stop blaming the big bad boogeyman, the white man. Like, we're a victim of our own bad decisions. Even when if you want to take it before slavery, them white people wasn't catching us. The niggas wasn't coming out on boats and just capturing us. Niggas gave niggas away, sold niggas. So we created all of this, and we need to own up to it, because that's what life is. Any bad decision, any bad situation you end up in, if you're really being accountable, you did that shit to yourself. So, if you want to, I from what I heard from you, bro, you sound like a very sensible dude. Sound like you got a lot of respect for yourself. And I've been there, bro. Like, you want to save people, but we can't save them niggas, bro. Some of them niggas too far gone. But the only way you can save yourself is realizing what I'm telling you, bro. We did this to ourselves. It's up to the ones that want to do better to make better decisions and get ourselves out of it.
Yeah, big facts.
We gotta do it like you said a minute ago. Like, we gotta save each other. We can't do it, bro. You gotta save yourself one. It's got to be one black person at a time until we could build a community back and make niggas make. Let me stop saying that. Make the real black people understand that that's niggas and we not them.
Only problem with that, bro. The only problem with that is, while I understand that and you understand that, and Honcho, you understand what that means. We all understand what that means. But in the real world, man, we all on the same team. Just on the simple fact that we got the same color skin. So while, yeah, you are right, there is a difference, bro. We didn't get into this just like in a year's time. This is decades. This is generational things that have been happening to us, and it's gonna take all of that to get out.
No, but that's what I'm just saying. I understand, bro. It's more than generations, bro. This is thousands of years of history, bro. But that's what I'm saying. It was Africans who sold our lineage were sold out by other Africans. So you gotta understand, like, at the end of the day, these were black people's decisions that created this whole thing. Like, we like to blame the white man and the system that's set up and da da. All of this is a product of another black man being willing to sell one of us into slavery, and for this whole process to occur.
Well, Honcho, what you think about that? Do you think that I mean, I'm sure you probably say it's a mix of things, but do you think it's more so the fact of just this our poor decision making since we've been here in this country, just passed on from generation to generation, from how we've even treated ourselves? Or do you think it's a more so about how, we've been here, but we've kind of had a foot on our neck a large portion of the time?
I think that there was a portion where there was definitely a foot on our neck, but then I think that we've had a significant amount of time to make changes. And I don't think that we have embraced those changes. Now, there could be a couple of reasons. So we talk about older generations. And we can go back to, people being afraid, or when you were slaves, they weren't allowed to read. And you see how that's kind of been passed down in the culture a little bit. You see a lot of older generations who have these fears because they came from, the Jim Crow, or they came from Redline, all those things that when shit was active. And
Right.
what I believe is, and this is why I say people got to think for themselves, but a lot of those people passed that down. And I would say maybe it's about 2 generations or so removed, but if you've passed that down to that next generation who might not have experienced that, but that's the foundation you gave them, then I think their mindset is going to be kind of entrenched in that. And that's what I see with a lot of folks. So right now, let's be honest, like, have racist things happened? You've seen scenarios, yeah, but as a whole, like, racism compared to the 40s and 50s to the 20s.
Yeah, we got racism light, bro.
Yeah,
we
that's
got.
what I'm saying. But you
we-
hear more complaining now, it seems like, and I'm
Yeah.
not, of course, they didn't have the platform
because
to
we
complain.
we got the privilege and the capability to complain.
But the shit that they
And
complained
because
about
it's
was real
because it's racism light,
Yeah.
because it's racism light, it's a good chance we're not gonna get hit uptop the head for complaining. They couldn't complain. They gonna get hit upside the head. You might die.
Right. And that's the thing. So, like I said, back then, yeah, your life was in danger. Now, it's a matter of inconvenience, or it's like it's the new stuff. If we wouldn't get so distracted by the BS, and this is where I say, like, because nobody's coming to save us, we have to focus on ourselves, and that's what has happened. We've gotten so away from that when we were forced to have to pick ourselves up. Again, when things were segregated, and you talk to a lot of older people who will say that, and it may sound crazy, they liked it better when things were segregated, because that you knew your community, you knew who you were dealing with, you knew you had to deal with. It was just a different sense of comfort, I guess. I wouldn't understand.
No pun intended, but the world was more black and white.
Yeah, absolutely. So you knew what was what. But now, like I said, you have people who just look for now the racism is, like I was mentioning earlier, it's like, I'm white and I disagree with your stance on something because, I just disagree with it, but you happen to be a different race. Now the first thing people want to do is run to racism and run to, it's white people. Those things are irrelevant now. Where we should be at is why I say it's an economics problem more than a politics problem, but nowadays it all ties hand in hand. That we have to
that
back
point.
to dealing
To
with
that
ourselves.
point, that's why I don't get mad at a Nick Fuentes when he says shit like, I'm not racist. It's just that you're an asshole. Like you're being a dick.
Yeah.
You're being somebody that I don't want to deal with.
Right.
Your attitude is off.
Right.
And how many of us run into niggas that just be tripping?
All the time. The only difference is because we're the same skin tone, so we can't use that card. They can't play that card with us. But it's a lot of niggas when you differentiate blacks from niggas. But as far as
let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. And because I have a theory on this about coming to some kind of solution, right? Do you think that it's a solution that we can actually come to, or do you think that we'll probably kill each other over who's got the right solution?
Bro, I think that black men that think the way we do have a chance. And we just got to make it through and keep proving that we think like that to people, to the right people. And because niggas going to do what they're going to do. And whatever's going to happen to them is what's going to happen to them. Niggas like us just got to make sure that we don't get caught up in that.
But how can we make a difference, right?
By surviving the war.
No. But let me just say this. So, but that's just us surviving. I'm talking about actually making a difference that the next generation will feel, right? So
we can't make a difference if we ain't here to do it, though. That's what I'm saying,
right.
bro.
Well, what I'm saying, but it's got to start somewhere, right? Like, so, it could start with us, but it might not end, 2 or 3 generations from now. And I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know if you feel like that's important or not important since we're not going to be here or what. But I feel like, if we want to do the right thing, right, for the communities and for our people down the line, we have to put forth some kind of effort to make a change. In my opinion.
Correct. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. What I'm trying to get at is, brother, I think we are gonna be here for it. I think it's coming real soon. But before that, like I'm saying, bro, some of the when we say niggas, we know who we talking about, and them niggas is too far gone. And one thing I will say about the right, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm not saying they don't need this to happen. They send the National Guard into Chicago. They send them to Memphis. They gonna send them to wherever these niggas is at. They letting these niggas know it's over with for this nigga shit. Get down or lay down.
Yeah,
it's happening in front of our eyes, bro. It ain't really popped off yet, but it's about to go down.
Let me say this: the sad part about I'm gonna say sad, but the part about it that kind of bothers me a little bit is we can't separate from the niggas, bro.
We got to.
Well, hold on. Just let me say this. Whether we probably do have to, but I don't believe that we can separate from the niggas. And you know what?
This is what I'm telling you though.
Just real quick, let me get my shit
answer
off.
to your. That's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, just let me get my shit off. They don't separate from their people that are too far gone, right? The niggas that we talking about separating from, a lot of times our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, even our parents, you know. That's going to be almost impossible on a big scale.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So let me break down real quick, just to touch on the point you just tried to make about white people. The white people, the let's see, what's the word I want to use? Upscale white people, the bougie white people, they distance themselves as far as possible from the other side of white culture. So that's not true. The only difference between white subculture and black subculture, the white people know, those kind of white people, they know what they doing, and they understand because just like niggas, those type of white people, some of them, they into, illegal activity, but they understand it's illegal activity. They're not boasting about it. They acting like criminals. If they criminals, they act like criminals and try to be quiet about it and do they. We boastful about it. We make songs about it. We promote, like we tell we'll solve a whole murder in a rap song. They not doing that. So that's the difference. It's how you move. It's not what you're doing. It's how you go about doing it. And these niggas lost their way. They're not doing what they doing the right way, bro. So they gonna crack down on it.
I'm gonna tell you why we can't separate from niggas, right? Especially as black men, because I do believe black men would have to lead the way, and I think it's gonna take an epic collapse for that to happen. But we can't separate from niggas because we all fucking the same bitches. You know what I'm saying? The regular niggas, the regular black men, and the niggas, and so we gonna bring the women along with us. And guess who? The women like them niggas. And so somehow, some way, it's gonna take, in my opinion, a collapse. And this is not gonna just be a black community. It's gonna take a collapse of.
But that's what society. I'm telling y'all, niggas. The collapse is coming. Right. I see it coming. Right.
Because I think right now you got, and it's not to demean women or anything like that, but especially in the black community, like I was talking about yesterday, we're ass backwards compared to every other culture, right? Women run our culture. It is what it is, right? They've been promoted, they've been pushed to the forefront, and that's part of the reason.
And they've been abandoned. Can't leave that out.
Yeah,
we didn't abandon them. Yeah,
you can say that. I mean, like I say, it depends on how you look at it. Some people look at it like they abandoned us to go. We could talk about like women's liberation. They felt like those priorities as women were more important than the black priority. And then when that kind of fell through, it was maybe harder to reunite because now they have a different set of priorities, and their biological priorities a little bit more than, well, I guess being black is biological too, but they're right. I feel that. So they prioritize that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let's keep it real, man. These hoes did that shit to themselves. Fuck all the bullshit. Y'all trying to make it sound good. I mean, they did that shit to themselves.
Right. But the onus is still on us if we the leaders.
Yeah, but
whether they did it to themselves or not, we the leaders of our race. And that's just what it is. And we haven't been acting like leaders.
You know the old saying, with a woman like that, though, with a woman with that type of mindset, that's where the old saying come from. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that motherfucker drink. Right. So you could be the best leader in the world. If you ain't leading the right flock, it's not gonna work out.
But you got to abandon those. That's what I say. That's part like with the collapse, there will be casualties. You know what I mean? And so we got to gravitate towards the ones that want to be a part of this thing, that want to participate in the program, not the ones that think they're bigger than the program. And you have to restart with that. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have those on the outside looking in who are eventually wanting that
to be down. To be part of that.
Yeah, they're going to have to switch it up. Otherwise, we don't tolerate it. But that's the problem is niggas, we'll set our standards aside for a little bit of
we'll tolerate some shit.
That other motherfuckers is not going to tolerate. Like that, they will not. And that's part of it is kind of in the time what Luke said, but it's because we know we got family members like this, or this bitch ratchet, but I got a cousin like that. She ain't so bad, and so we'll accept it. We understand how to deal with it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so then it's like now realizing that hanging out with this bitch, dealing with this bitch is detrimental to my existence. You know what I'm saying? But the coochie good. So and that's kind of the mistake we make because again, and we can go all the way back to the culture. We can go all the way back to the music, the entertainment. Something Luke said earlier about the entertainment too. And I had a friend who was going through some things, and I had to tell her that I was like, you got to look at what the shit you be watching. You've had a lot of trauma in your life, but then you go back and you watch shows that reignite that trauma. You watch shows about that trauma, and then she was like, man, I never thought about that. It never clicked. And then, talked to her a couple of weeks later. She's like, yeah, things are a lot, but I've stopped watching a lot of the shit I was, taking in. And, my mind has been better. It hadn't been, I say, yeah, because you're setting off those triggers and that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about what do they call it? Trauma porn. We can go back to watching all the slavery movies, all that. Like I'm not going to say we're the only group that looks back and just, we focus too much on the history. We do
too much with it.
Yeah, we don't know our history like we should.
Well, that's the only part of our history that we focus on.
Right.
Like make a Mansa Musa movie.
Right. And then when they finally
did, what I'm saying?
They made that shit such a joke.
We being niggas, so we treat the Black Panther movie like the Mansa Musa movie.
Yeah. But who was okay? I can't think of a name right now. The first black female millionaire. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Madam
first
CJ
female,
Madam CJ
Walker.
Walker.
Madam CJ Walker.
When they finally did a fucking, documentary. It wasn't even a documentary. It was such a crock of shit. Like, I want to say it was a Netflix movie. They had old gal, and I can't remember her name, Victoria or whatever her name was, the black chick. She had a lot of stuff, but it was like a joke. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It's like this is how y'all honor that. The things that we should be celebrating. Like we should be highlighting those who overcame, regardless of the consequences. We focus on those who took the L. And again, not willingly or whatever. Yeah, but that trauma keeps us in line. Well, I don't want to end up like Emmett Till. I don't want to end up like MLK. I don't want to end up like so and so. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna kind of keep quiet. I may feel this way or that way about it, but I'm not gonna take a real stand. I'm not gonna do some real action. Or like I said,
I give props. I give props to that nigga who did that Nat Turner movie. But if you notice, you ain't seen him since then. That nigga ain't been in nothing.
I ain't even seen it, but like I said, I refuse to. At this point, I refuse to watch slave movies. I refuse to watch oppression. Well, I'm not finna take none of that shit in. Y'all can write me a synopsis about it, and I'll agree with you. I'm not finna watch none of that shit. Like I'm not going back and engaging in any of that. Why? I didn't live through that. I'm gonna take the personal detriment that I've done, deal with that. I'm not going to add some outside shit in there just to be down or extra or whatever you want to call it. Like, again, that's part of the problem. Like, we go back too much to the things that, yes, they had an impact, but we're not focusing on resolving the problem. Like you said, solutions. Like Luke was talking about, solutions. We're not focused on, we focus on the problems. Slavery was a problem. What's the solution? Civil rights issues, when I think that things were trending in a different direction, I think getting involved with politicians always have ulterior motives. They got involved in that movement, or they brought that movement in, and it ended up doing more harm to us than helping. But those same politicians who came in with that are still in office. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we got to look at. Like, what benefit are these people? We still run to the Als and the Jessies and the rest of them bobblehead motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But
and give them all the money and get no change.
And got nothing from it. Nothing. Again, like I said, we're not really looking for solutions. We want stuff to complain about, because I think it's a lot of people who would not be happy if they didn't have something to complain about. Right? There's a lot of niggas that you talk to. If we didn't have slavery and racism, they would have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't even hold a conversation good on something that they actually enjoy, that they like, because we're so deeply ingrained with that trauma,
Yeah.
and it starts from a young age. You know what I mean? So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fellas. Well, listen, I appreciate the good dialogue, y'all. I do want to ask one question before I go to both of y'all. What do y'all think about this premise about us, just as black men? I'm in my 40s. I don't know the age of everybody here, but just what do you think about the premise of just us needing to grow up?
No, I agree.
Just all around the board, just grow up.
I agree.
Do you ever think like maybe we are a little too childish for our I won't say for our ages, because our ages differ, but I mean just as adults, as black people, I would say. I won't even say black men, but just black people. Do you think that we might just be a little too immature?
I want to agree, but then I want to disagree, because I think things have shifted. Like you said, things change, time changes. I think back then, it was once you get to a certain age, you do a certain thing, you adjust. Now, I think because a lot of stuff has kind of grown along with it. Like, people have an issue, like, say, for instance, playing video games, right? I see a lot of women complain about, oh, man, you're a grown man, you're playing video games. But it's a hobby that you had as a child that you're still able to participate. Should you be doing it all day, every day? No. But if it's something you like to do, I don't think it makes you childish. I think it makes you just as childish as anybody who sits and watches a movie or sits and watches television, because it's all fictional stuff. At least you get to control your entertainment. I think it's the perception of stuff more so than what. I think you can do childish, goofy stuff and still handle your business as an adult, or handle your responsibilities that you do have as an adult.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. It kind of spurred. I was in the shade room comments, and I just noticed just how childish the shit was, right? And don't get me wrong, childishness maybe is just a part of this era, because I mean we have a president that's childish. We have everybody's childish. The politics is childish. So I don't know if that's something that would pertain more to us, or it's just part of the, like you say, just a part of the time. The times just changing.
Yeah, I think it's just
the
times changing. I look at it like that's what I believe personally.
I think that's the perfect question, bro. Because me saying we gotta stop being niggas, or we gotta leave niggas behind, is the childish way of saying we gotta grow up. That's all I'm really been saying this whole time, bro. We gotta grow up.
Yeah.
We gotta leave the nigga ways behind, bro. Because that's what really being a nigga is, being immature. It's being immature physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like.
All right, so I got one question,
right,
because you bring that up. What is the biggest detriment to niggas right now? What is, if you say, all right, we done came to a consensus, we all gonna get on the same page, something has to go. What is the first thing that has to go?
Nigga bitches. They gotta go.
You asking both of us?
Yeah, both of y'all.
The wig wearing witches, they gotta go.
Man, that's a hell of a question, bro. That's a hell of a question, because I have answers, but I don't have realistic answers, right? So I can say put the social media down, or limit the social media, but I don't think that that's realistic. I can say turn that music off that we listen to, kind of how you say about the movies and shit, like that keep reinforcing trauma, right? Turn that music off. I can say that, but I mean, is that realistic? Are people really going to do that? That's our drug of choice, right? And so would that actually happen, bro? I don't know, but I see it as so detrimental. And I get it. A lot of people say, "Oh man, it's harmless, man. We just having fun." But man, if that's all you doing, bro, if that's the only thing you putting inside your brain, the only thing you inserting inside your fucking mental, then the only thing gonna come out is bullshit. So that would be my thing. But like I say, I don't know if it's realistic or not, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, and that's what it ultimately comes down to, is that we can have all the solutions in the world. Are people going to act on them? Because everybody knows what's wrong. Everybody knows the problem, but are they willing to engage in the discipline that it takes to fix it?
I think so.
I could solve all this with one rule. You put a rule for the women that every week you on social media, at least once a week, you gotta post a current picture with no wig, no makeup, no cosmetics, no. bet shit'll change in an instant.
They definitely not gonna do that because you know it was a no makeup challenge going around it, a no makeup, no or natural challenge. That shit did not last 2 days. They like it was a wrap.
But that's the only. But if they set it up to where that's the only way, like as soon as you like you got a scheduled day where you gotta post your raw picture, you don't post that day, your ass can't log in for the next week.
I think it should be an IQ test on the internet. Honestly, like it should be like if you
nobody be on the internet.
Man, look, hey, that'd be that's so high.
That'd be dry. Yeah, that would be so dry, bro. That would be so trash.
Yeah,
but
terrible.
Nah, but fellas, hey, listen, I don't know y'all like that, but I will say, just as black men, bro, much love to both of y'all. Appreciate the good dialogue.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, man, we really, you know, it's a hell of a thing because. Hunter, I ain't gonna lie, if you got niggas on here arguing, talking shit to each other, that'll probably bring in a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? Numbers and shit and probably get the shit jumping. But at the end of the day, man, we done had so much of that, bro. And you know, to the point that that's pretty much all it is now. So I just appreciate the good dialogue, bro. I do. I really do, man. Thank y'all. And I wish y'all a good night.
All right, shout out
to you. And much love to y'all.
I appreciate you coming in,
you, brother. Same to you.
All right, fellas.
All righty. Have a good evening. Cool. All right.
That's a bit honcho.
All righty, Mr. Mel.
Good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely old den vibes right there. That was definitely a good. And that's what the den was always about. Was about even though we may not agree wholeheartedly on the same things, let's find an understanding of why I feel this way or why you feel it. Let me get a better understanding of your perspective instead of just attacking you for it. You know. Then once I understand you, I'll attack you later.
Too, bitch. You feel? Don't act like it ain't go down.
Yeah. You already know. But that's what happened. It would always start out a couple of good back and forth, and then somebody heard something they didn't like or interpreted it the wrong way, and then they come in and then just blow up the whole fucking spot. So there's that. But yeah, that's a BET, babe. That's fucking funny. All right, let's see. But I think Lady Liz says she want to get. So let's hear from Lady Liz. We're gonna let her get in. And the number is 713-338-9389. If you can't see the screen, Lady Licious, since you've been telling me, I want to get in. I want to play Ark. Yeah, I'm gonna play Survival Evolved. I'm gonna play video games and stuff. Anyway, we ain't seen the long lost Lady Licious in a minute. It may have been because it was on the group thing. Let me make sure. I don't have that's what I got to fix. I don't have the fucking sound up on this thing. I need to fix that. But I don't be wanting it on so it don't run through the damn thing. I'm mad because y'all don't understand. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Like, all the shit I got shaking. Like, once this bot is up and working, it'll definitely be old den energy at that point. Because I got all the old games we used to play. I got some new shit in there. I got some very interesting additions. So it's going to be a blast. It's going to be very fun. Let me pull the thing up because I got it on the wrong one. Let's go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's your boy, Texas Patchy, a.k.a. Miss Steal Your Granny.
Steal your granny, but bring back her panties. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been an exhausting one this week, but it's pretty good.
Okay. So what's on your mind? We've talked about a litany of things this evening. What's on your mind this evening, sir?
I mean, there was a lot of stuff that y'all went over.
Okay.
And I'm going to be respectful. I always have, always will be.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that, Miss Sarah. I'm not going to get his channel taken down. But, no, it's just like, I don't know, when you first called in, the thing that doesn't irk me, but it's just, I see it. Mm-hmm. I see the people that do it and see the people that don't do it. Mm-hmm. And we're all one people. We have our each other's back. We're everybody's brother. Mm-hmm. I have, like, family that's, like, Mexican. I have family that married black. I don't, like, yeah, you can see the skin color. It's like, not everybody has the same history. I'm sorry, but that's the way I see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, slavery and stuff. That happened 200 years ago. Yeah, LBJ screwed up things in the 60s. But, I mean, I have my neighbor. I saw his brother before he left. Mm-hmm. that one that went to Campbell, the flight, he's a black dude. His brother's ghetto, like the ghetto you talking about, like the outside speaking loud on his phone on FaceTime, and like headphones hanging out, dreads and everything. And then you have him who's respectable warrant officer in the Army flying Blackhawks with 4 kids that are happy doing sports and like super cool dude, super great dude. By far, one of the people like, yeah, I want to get away from all that shit. I don't care who you are. Like, he would consider me his brother over just some random black dude.
What do you think is the difference, though? Like you said, they're two brothers from the same family, but 2 completely different paths. What do you think is that? I mean, because you would think if they're growing up in the same household that, that there would be similarities in the way they're raised, maybe similarities in the beliefs. But it seems like you said one is kind of going, one's went the ghetto route, one's gone the, military route. 2 completely different paths. What do you think caused that? Why do you think there's such a difference?
I don't know if it's an influence of friends. I don't know if it's an influence of teachers. I'm not 100% sure. I know I've seen people like, I mean, I can bring it to celebrities. The Hodge twins, they joined the Marines, and they like, yeah, we don't want to be around all that. They have black fatigue, and they're black. I mean, they don't want to be around that shit. It's just, I don't want to be around that shit. My family doesn't want to be around that shit. I know people that were black that don't want to be around that shit. I don't know if it's decisions. I don't know if it's just influence. It could be music. It could not be music. All I know is that there's just something there. I don't know if it's just because they're told their whole lives they're oppressed. He knew he wasn't oppressed. He had all the opportunities in the world, and he took those opportunities. And they have other people that didn't take those opportunities. Even me, years ago I said I was raised by just my mom, single parent household. I'm flying fucking Apaches. I mean, that takes a lot of fucking effort to get to that point. I mean, I could have turned out bad. I could have turned out like a meth head like some other people. I've had family that did meth and killed people and shit. Right. And doing all that, you can say white trash, hood rat. I don't care. That vile shit. I don't want to do that. And then you can't. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Is just because you're the same skin color, just because you're family, doesn't mean you can't separate. You have to separate that from you.
So that was going to be my next question.
You can try. I've reached out St. Orange because I've talked to people from downtown Chicago, where that shit from the Third Ward in Chicago, where that shit was a daily. We're just talking about they've seen people die and shit. I reached out extended arm and talked to them and treat them like they're normal. They came back some, but they're still acting ghetto. I at least tried. So I don't know what it is, but it's just.
So do you think? Because it was mentioned in another call that people not separating from it. Do you think other races separate from the? I guess for lack of a better word, the negative side of the race. Do you think that white people distance themselves from white trash, or do you think Hispanics distance themselves from the bad hombres?
I mean, I do. I mean, fuck it. I'm in a class right now for studying music. They give us military training for all this stuff. Academics is what they call it. I just separate from all the fucking white people in there because they're all treated like fucking high school. Ooh, well, he's slightly different. He speaks slightly weird. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm hanging out with the dude that's fucking Mexican. He's cool with me. We're talking about fucking lifting weights and doing this shit and drinking beer and whatever. Where all the other ones are trying to be all cliquish and shit. I get away from that shit because that's not good. Especially when at some random points, I may be flying in a fucking helicopter with you. I expect you to know your shit because I don't want to fucking die. I got a family to go back and see.
Right. Okay.
And so it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter. You should look at yourself and you should know what, I need to stay away from that shit. That shit is bad. So I had more fun hanging around with my neighbor that's black. I met some more people. They're fucking Hispanic. I got Cubans that joined the U.S. military. U.S. Army, went infantry, and now he's flying helicopters. He's from Cuba. He got his nationality and got his green card, and then got his U.S. citizenship through the Army. I fucking like hanging out with that dude. He's fucking cool as shit.
So
I'd rather hang out with him than people in my fucking class that are the same skin color.
I got a question for you. So kind of on the outside looking in, when you see what is represented as black culture on television, what do you think? How does it come across to you? What is it, honestly? What do you, when somebody says black culture, right? Like, what do you think? What comes to mind, or what do you know instantly? What thoughts do you have initially?
You got two of them. You either got the race communists, where, oh, look at us, we've been so oppressed, we need to get together and create our own thing, yada, yada, yada. Or you have the whole ghetto, yeah, slinging, whatever. You got either ghetto or you got race communism.
Okay.
And that's all you see. That's all there is.
Okay. All right, interesting. And I could understand that. So, what would you say personally, the experience, like, I know you mentioned your neighbor and you mentioned like some people in your class. If you kind of just take a look at, your whole experience on this planet versus what you see on television and entertainment versus your personal experiences, would you say that they match up? Do you think that the entertainment industry influences, or do you think that maybe something different is going on?
I say it can match up. You just got to find the right people. Because I was talking with a dude from that I went to college with. He's our quarterback. He's from Chino Hills, California. He's like, this was during Trump's first term. He brought up the whole politics thing. I was trying to avoid it. He asked me, what y'all thought about the immigration? And he's like, well, they say this. Like, I don't believe them. They lie about shit. Right. Oh, look at this guy. When I said they lie about shit, I told him something they lied about. He didn't want to believe me. And he's like, well, you're just that evil conservative. Like, I reached out extending hands. I know very few conservatives that don't fucking reach out and try to talk to someone. It's always the left. It's always the Democrats. It's just, that's what it is. I mean, I see the shit match up in real life. And that's the fucking sad part. Whereas from the news, I've seen all the fucking hood rat shit. I mean, I fucking knew people that were in college that were getting what fucking degree was it? Getting an actual decent degree. They dropped out to become a rapper. And all they are is a SoundCloud rapper.
The Travis Scott. Interesting. Even interesting. Okay. So do you think that there is, because we start off in the previous conversation talking about middle grounds and things like that. Do you think that there is a middle ground for society when it comes to politics, left versus right? Is there a common ground that we can work on, or is the country too divided?
There was until Charlie Kirk, because even if he didn't like the way Charlie Kirk had his clickbait moments, that's the clickbait, like where he said something and then it was cut off. I mean, it's so easy to do that nowadays. I mean, they've had full debates where two people weren't even in the same room or on the same chat on different days from different streams, and they made it look like they had a full entire debate that was like 2 hours long. Yeah. Never happened. Super easy to do that shit. But if you watch a full unedited version of Charlie Kirk, super down to earth, you don't have to agree with every one of his points. I never did. But he was always super genuine, super down to earth, and he practiced what he preached. He always ended off with like, God bless you, or that God loves you, or something. I mean, there was a point, but was it that whole thing about the left keeps going further left, and the center stays the same, and the right stays the same? I mean, Charlie Kirk said he accepted gays in the movement. 10, 15 years ago, gays were outright banned from the Conservative Party. Or, well, maybe 20 years ago.
What do they call them?
Like Charlie Kirk. I mean, like
log cabin.
Super. Yeah, the log cabin conservative, that thing.
Yeah, something like that. I remember seeing it on a cartoon. It was funny as shit.
I mean, this is coming from a guy that's a devout Christian, talking about we need to do this, this, and this. Talking about bringing religion back in schools, and not the whole like it needs to be enforced Christianity, but the whole you need to be able to have an open Bible, because they've been taking all that stuff away from kids for so long. Okay. Because you're oppressing us by showing us the Bible. I don't know how that happens or works, but there's shit like that happening. That's all he wanted, was to have that shit go back into the schools. Not very far right. He was about 10, 15 years ago. He'd be considered a moderate right at most.
So I saw that there was an announcement. I'm hoping it was accurate. Everything's AI these days. But apparently that they're on October 14th, they're going to make that the Charlie Kirk, the National Day of Remembrance or something like that. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that there should be a day dedicated to Mr. Kirk?
Well, I mean, they tried to do that with George Floyd, and after the first body examiner got fired because he's like, hey, he had this heart condition, he had the drugs, the excitement from the arrest may accelerate it to the point where he had a heart attack, and they fired him. It's like, no, it was just suffocation, and they tried to do a day for him. I mean, at this point, like, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk's a good dude. Day of Remembrance, that's kind of hard to justify when he's only a semi-political, mainly conversationalist, I would say at most, figure. But I mean, he did turn around. There's countless stories of him turning around young men's lives, making them, like, giving them advice on what they should do to make their lives better. I mean, that's probably why there's such an outcry, because there's all these young men nowadays that now have no women, no strong father figures, and then you took away the positive father figure. Now you have Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate.
Interesting.
Think about that.
That's very interesting. I hadn't heard Tate's name in a while. So yeah, that's very wild. Yeah, and I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff because I've seen just as many clips going around about Charlie. People sending me clips. Oh, see, he was a racist. And then you see clips of him, embracing it. He took a bunch of young men to the White House or something like that. You see where he's talking to the black mom, and you see this smile on his face. It's like, so it's hard for me to. Racist is such a weird, because it can be used so loosely, right? And that's why I say, like, even these days, it can be thrown on anything. Any disagreement between two people of a different race, somebody's throwing out the word racist. But I think action is bigger than words when it comes to racism, right? Like, because if a person motherfucker says, I hate black people, right? And you say, okay, cool, he's a racist. But then he saves a boat full of drowning kids or something. Is he really a racist? And they're drowning black kids or something like that, right?
I
Like,
mean, I say I hate black people to my wife, and then I hang out with one of my fucking, my dude that went off to Campbell. And like, I said that. I like it. Yeah, it could be considered racist, but I'm sitting at the top of my drinking buddy. Yeah. My wife started calling my boyfriend at one point, fucking around. I told him that. He started laughing, and that was a joke for about 2 months before he left.
Right.
So you can say that, like, shit, but like the previous, I can't remember his name. The previous call saw is racism light. I can say all this shit that could be considered racist, but I'm hanging out with a black dude. I'm hanging out with a Cuban. I'm married to a Mexican. I have a Mexican down the road that's also fucking flying. My dad's fucking Mexican and Portuguese. And yeah, I'm fucking racist. I don't give a shit. At this point, it's been used so much, no one cares. It's going to be Menafrego. I don't care. Call me whatever you want.
Do you speak Spanish?
Fuck no. Why? America's national language is English. Why would we need to learn Spanish? That's the way I see it.
Okay. All right.
Like, they try to teach us Spanish. I don't see, like, why. And now that there are all the deportations going on that racist Spanish, I mean, I think, honestly, the government should not have the whole press two for Espanol or whatever. It needs to be all English. You're in the country, you learn it, legal or not. That's the national language.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you go to any other country, you're supposed to learn their language. But you come here, we got to speak yours.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I hate hearing that when I call anywhere. But I mean, I understand it's the cost of doing business, and you got so many people in your country that are, do business with you, so I can understand that. But on the governmental aspect, yeah, I agree. Like, if you're going to utilize any kind of government services, anything like that, yeah, you should at least know some English. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Goddamn government.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Anything else that's on your mind this evening, Mr. Apache?
Just hanging out, listening to conversations, just saying. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just saw something. I heard it. I want to be respectful. I'm not going to say there aren't issues that are not there. There is some, like, residual oppression. You still have redlining and stuff. You still have the whole thing with the property values that go down. Now, all because of racism? No, not typically, but it can be over years and years and years. Like the whole black family moving in and property value go down.
Mm-hmm.
That's still prevalent in New York. Like there's how many rich liberal women turn around like, well, I have to sell my property because then my property value goes down. I won't make the money. But they're a nice family. They're a nice couple. Yeah, I don't want to be racist, but my money.
Right.
Like I don't like fucking somebody moves into me. They're black. I don't give a shit as long as they're good people and they're not fucking obnoxious ghetto. I don't give a fuck. They could be Asian. They could be two gay Filipino motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. Just be good people. Don't be trashy, and we'll be happy.
Gay Filipinos is hilarious.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
hilarious.
the most off the top shit I could think of.
Bro, that's fucking funny. No Indians at the help. I agree. That like if I was gonna campaign on anything, if I was to ever get involved, that would be my political. I wouldn't support any group. I wouldn't take money from any kind of organization or anything. My whole campaign would be no Indians on the customer service line. None.
Fuck yes.
None.
No more Abu saying, would you like Amazon customer support?
Man, that shit annoys me so. And like I get on that motherfucker, I'll be like, let me talk to an American. Let me talk to a native English speaker, please. Like, oh well, they cannot do what they could. Let me talk to a manager. Connect me to the motherfucker overseas. Because the motherfuckers be lying, boy. Like, cause I've done customer service, right? And I know, especially when you're on the back end, well, not in the office, but you work from home. I've done the customer service thing. And so I understand how the process goes. But them motherfuckers be lying. Them motherfuckers will put you on hold, swear they did some shit, come back and be lying. I talked to my manager and they said that we could. Like, shut the fuck. You didn't do shit. Like, I come around the package not that long ago dealing with FedEx. FedEx, man. Fuck FedEx and all they in because like, why is my call going international when my package is up the street? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. My package is half a mile away. But yet I got to cross the fucking ocean to get some fucking
Did you see what Trump signed in the
What happened?
He signed in the H-1B for, I don't know what it was called, but it's the new like H-1B Act where now H-1Bs, they require $100,000 minimum to get them here for the application.
Oh, wow.
Per year.
Bruh.
And it raises the table to where you have to pay them a minimum of $150,000. So all these like $35,000, $40,000 jobs, they're gone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's done. H-1Bs are almost done now.
Yeah, is that the one too where he was? Because I know I've seen a lot of truckers talking about how he's changed to where you have to be able to speak English to drive trucks now, and they were talking about how a lot of these jobs have been opening up because they had a lot, I guess, Hispanics and other people who couldn't speak English. Driving and doing business.
That's not a new law. That's a existing law. You have to be literate in the English language because all the signs and all the GPS and everything else is in English. You have to be literate. That is already existing law. They're just enforcing it now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's crazy that they have been enforcing that because I've been seeing a lot of videos of truckers talking about they've been getting better. You got that money on your visa to get this visa. They've been saying that, a lot more opportunities, a lot more jobs have opened up, and, the money is getting better than it has been in the past because they need more drivers. So that's very interesting. Okay. Okay, cool. Well,
yeah, I mean, truckers are important. I mean, we can try to, standardize and do all the AI stuff, but it's going to be a lot of money, a lot of network, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of batteries. It's just logistically not sound.
Yeah. I can
where you can, and once the electric motors fail, or there's a shortage, like what's the AI going to do? Then you're going to have somebody in the truck that knows how to drive a truck, but he doesn't have much experience driving trucks, especially electrical trucks that are heavier because of the batteries. There is a cool guy. I think he makes a Tesla, not like Tesla, like the Elon Musk Tesla truck, but it's a truck that has battery operated, but has a diesel generator on it. So it's able to circumvent a lot of the laws in Canada, where you can fill it up with farm grade diesel, be completely fine because it's not on the road. It doesn't need the higher quality diesel. But it charges up with batteries and it can be down the road running and you can turn on the generator.
Right. That's what I was trying to think of. Maximum overdrive. That's what's gonna happen when all the AI and all the shit take over all the machines. We got all this shit on. The products are gonna come alive and start attacking us. AI is gonna be like, man, these humans are the real problem. They're the ones fucking up the fucking planet. And all the electronics gonna turn over. Your fucking refrigerator with all your smart shit that lights up. The motherfucker gonna open the door, hit you in the face. Like it's all the electronics gonna turn over. We've become too reliant on the goddamn technology.
Oh yeah, and then that's what I was going to talk about too. Is that like the gap in like technology understanding? Like I grew up like in that era, like right when internet was becoming popular, but not enough that everybody had it in like early 2000s. That's like my childhood.
Right.
I didn't have the handheld smartphone. I had the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I didn't have the flat screen TVs. I had the CRT TVs. Our big TV was I think a 45 or 47-inch projector TV. Where it bounces off the 3 projectors and hits this white screen and stuff. That was our TV growing up. That's our big fancy stuff. That weighed like however many pounds.
Looks like you got swole lifting that fucking TV.
Oh yeah, and it's like it has the speakers built in the bottom, and then all that shit. Yeah, I grew up in that weird. So I didn't have stuff to sit down and occupy me. I had to look outside. I had to remember stuff. I had to remember routes. Because I had nothing else to do.
Right.
My sister, she was born just 6 years, cannot get anywhere without GPS. I tried to take her to that Target when I was back, younger, and she was driving. When she first learned how to drive, she had to pull out the GPS to Target because she didn't know where it was.
That's terrible.
The Target that we've been to 100 times before.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
Even now, she cannot figure out anywhere to go without her GPS. It can be right down the street. She needs to pull it out because she doesn't know where to go.
I ain't gonna lie though. What I do use GPS for these days though is checking traffic. Like I know where I'm going, and I just want to know. Okay, do I go my normal route or do I take the alternate route? And if the normal route has the little green path, cool, I'm good. But yeah,
when I was working my civilian job in Texas, I had my GPS out not because I didn't know where to go, because I was going to St. Joseph's every day, or if I need to, I would travel to Austin. I didn't need GPS to travel to Austin. I know where Austin was. I know what routes to take, what exits to take, and everything. I used it to look for traffic, look for cops.
Right.
I used it for like the things that I never needed GPS, like the things that, forewarning.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how fucking huge traffic is, especially trying to go up north. Fucking shit's whack.
It can turn on you in an instant.
Oh yeah.
They do, man. Look, J-Man, you ever seen the video where they put like 3 different AIs on the phones? And they had them talking to each other, and then it like switched up the language. Like it started talking in a fucking like code like humans couldn't even understand, but they were communicating with each other. There was 3 different ones. They started communicating like in this weird little AI language. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, because AI doesn't understand English or any language. It understands 1s and 0s. It just knows the like especially when you're creating like AI images, it doesn't understand the words there. It only understands that these specific spots are this color, this form of code. So that's why it can never understand. Even when it's listening, it's transferring everything to digital. So it doesn't understand English language. It only understands this harmonics, this sound, this form of code. And that's why it starts going all crazy on us, especially when it talks back and forth.
Man, don't get me started. AI is a crazy deal. Okay. Well, that's the BT. I didn't realize it's about that time. So we get ready to wind it up. But so you have any other final thoughts there, Mr. Pat, you want to share with the folks before we get ready to wrap it up here, sir?
I mean, I can give you all a white pill for the week. I just hit the 1340 club or 1300-pound club.
1300-pound club.
Weights, lifting.
Oh, what all goes in the 1300-pound club? What all?
Bench, squat.
Can I say bench, squat, and what else?
Deadlift.
Bench, squat, deadlift? Okay, cool. Well, congratulations. Shout out to you.
Yeah, we're getting strong and destroying my body slowly, but surely.
Yeah, I definitely need to get in a gym somewhere. It would not be a bad idea. It would definitely not. I ain't been under a bench press in so goddamn long. I couldn't tell you. I still think I think I got a good. I think I still got 2 1/4 in me. Anything past that, I'm not putting no money on.
I mean, I just hit 355 on bench, so.
Oh well, shit, goddamn! Oh yeah, you benching everybody. You benching the whole goddamn den. That's what I'm saying. Like it's.
What?
I need to.
No, the thing.
That's motivation. I need to
It
get
was
back
a
on
true
track.
bench. It wasn't that whole bounce bullshit. You see
Yeah.
some people do where they take it and they try to throw their stomach up and then bounce it off their chest, maybe break a rib. No, it was a come down, you touch it, and you go right back up. It was a real bench.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely BBW strength right there, Josh. So you 1,300-pound club, you can handle any BBW. So I need to get my game up. You know what I'm saying? The BBW might work me over. But that's what's happening, man. So congratulations on that. See, that's motivation right there. I need to get on my shit. I need to.
Hey, you got it. I did over 10 years of Olympic and powerlifting. So anybody needs any questions or any suggestions or anything else, just hit me up. I'm more than happy. I love people that will go to the gym. Okay. Yeah, I love helping people.
Okay, good. Yeah, definitely. When I get my ass back in there, I'm gonna definitely inquire about some advice. I need to get big, so I don't nobody try to bully me when I get in there.
I doubt anybody's gonna be bullying you. I mean, what are you, like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
It would be bad advice for them to do so, but because muscles don't translate to fighting. But anyway, that's a BT. But I appreciate it, Mr. Apache. Let's see if we get ready to wind it down. But I thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this evening. And again, congratulations on 1,300-pound club. And
I appreciate you having the lines open. I appreciate conversation. That's all I want. I think that's going to be the best thing moving forward. Just remember, send your grannies over. She's not getting her panties back.
And 1,300 pounds of panty pressure going on. Hold up, baby.
More cushion for the pushing.
Oh, it's a terrible thought. Shout out to Texas Apache, man. I appreciate you calling in to share your thoughts this evening.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. That's hilarious. Oh, that'll be very bad for somebody's granny to have to go through that. Oh. I was finna wrap it up. I was gonna wrap it up, but let's do this. I was finna wrap it up, but let's do this one. Hold on. Let's this what we do around here. This how we get down. You know, this the den. This the den. We don't get no fucks in the den.
Hello.
Who the hell is this calling my phone at this time of night?
You know who that's
You got no sense. This is the ungodly hours. Who phone you calling this goddamn time of night?
Oh, damn, that's terrible.
How are you doing, Miss Lady Licious? How you doing? I was about to end this. You lucky I like you because I was about to end the show, but I saw that you called and it's been a while, so I figured we'd give you a couple of minutes to see what's up with you. So how are you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. How about you? You look good.
Oh, well, thank you.
Always got the dreads flowing.
Yeah, I'm finna cut them off. I'm finna go bald. I'm finna.
You're a damn lie.
No, I thought about it. I definitely thought about it because Miss Grace posted something in the Discord the other day that had me thinking about something. You do carry a lot of, I do believe in carrying trauma and energy and all that shit in your hair and all that shit. This shit has been around for a long ass time. I might need a cut. Call it late with the giggles. You already
My daughter just made me cut hers. I worked so hard on her fucking dreads, and I'm talking about she had dreads for like 5 months.
Yeah.
At the most. Not even that, I don't think. But I'm talking about I had to like crochet her dreads because, she's thick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's got like 3 different textures of hair. Mm-hmm. So some of them would lock up like right away. Others was more like mine. So, yeah, I had to like crochet that shit to lock it up. And, yeah, this motherfucker was like, Ma, don't be mad at me, but I kind of miss my curls. And like, I think I want to cut them off. And I was like, oh, my God, you know how long this is going to take to comb that shit off? She was like, no, man, just chop it off. So, I mean, she short. But tough. I went ahead. I was like, that's fine.
Well, that's tough. You might have should have gave a ball fade with the clippers. I mean,
man, close enough.
Yeah, okay. All right, other than that, so you was out doing some deliveries this evening? Did you have a safe evening this evening?
Yeah, hell yeah. I stepped down from store management.
What happened?
Man, that's been about maybe about 6, 7. Well, no, probably maybe almost a year now. But like, I don't know, man.
I feel
It was getting too much.
Yeah, I mean, things
Type
happen.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I'm the type of person, I don't want to manage nobody. I don't want to be responsible for nobody else's actions but my own. I don't want to be responsible for nobody else's behavior but my own. Let me just do my job and go home. Don't call me when I'm off the clock. Don't bother me. Don't expect me to have answers when I come into work. I just want to do my job between the hours of so-and-so and so-and-so and be done with it. So I can definitely understand that and not want to take on all that extra unnecessary responsibility.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That's
But it's
cool.
all right though. Everything's good. But yeah, so about the back in the day thing though, I did want to make a comment on that. Like, okay, you remember what our text messages used to be? Call them fucking 1-800-collect. And when it says state your name to hurry up and do that quick ass message, Mom, I'm at work. Come pick me up. Click. You know what I mean?
Look, that's what I'm saying. Like people don't understand how you had to improvise back in the day to get shit done. That's fucking funny though. I forgot about 1-800-collect. What was that? What was the little discount number? 10-10-3-2-1.
Oh yeah.
All them little shits like that. Like shit, even star 69, star 67, all that other crazy shit motherfuckers used to have to do. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and think about it. Like you mentioned back in the day, like you said, come pick me up. But remember, like shit we used to get dropped off at the mall. No phone, no nothing. Yeah, maybe a payphone there, but it's like you didn't have any kind of extra supervisory contact information. Like you didn't have. You were just on your own. And that's why I feel like back then we were more ready for the world and we were able to adapt better than kids today. Because kids today, if they don't have that attachment, that phone, they don't know what to do. It's like they decompress. They don't know what to do. So yeah,
totally lost. I don't even feel like, honestly, to a certain point. Give me 1 second, Honto, for real. 1 second. Let me just put this food on the
See, y'all know Lady Licious be hanging around black folks. So hold 1 second is definitely on colored people time.
For real.
So y'all know how this gonna go. Like, think about it. And why she doing what she doing? Do kids even ride bikes anymore? Like, when's the last time y'all saw kids riding bikes down the street, popping wheelies or anything like that? Like, every now and then I'll see some kids outside playing basketball. Rarely. That's been a while. Like, it used to be inconvenient to drive down neighborhood streets because kids played all the time, right? Like, it was always some kids in the way, motherfuckers skateboard, motherfuckers got ramps in the middle of the road, they hooping in the middle of the road, they doing something, done playing football in the middle of the road, whatever. You don't see any of that anymore. None of these things take place anymore. None of the kids, they're all inside playing games on the headset. Like, again, they don't understand.
Thank you. Have a good night.
They have no idea, right? And these kids ain't even real gamers. Like, remember back in the day when we played video games back in the day, you had to compete with the motherfucker sitting right next to your ass. And you had to talk that shit. You had to deal with that shit. What happened?
You know what? Not even that. You know that most games back then didn't even have like a for real save point. Like, for instance, The Lion King or
Let's not talk about
and those type games.
We're not going to talk about them Disney days, especially on Sega. The fucking Lion King and look. This is what I learned, right? This is what I learned. I've learned that back in the Blockbuster generation, because motherfuckers used to rent games, that's why they made those games so hard. So you couldn't just rent it one time and beat it. So they made it difficult so that you would want to buy the game to try to beat the motherfucker.
If you died, there was no continue. You started the fuck over.
Right.
You had to start all the way the hell over. There was no checkpoint, none of that shit on those type games. Like, that shit was fucking. I never completed it.
Man.
I hated that shit. It pissed me off.
Them little giraffe necks. I hated that motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I didn't even get that far. I fucking tried to growl at some shit, and the motherfucker didn't die, and that was the end of it.
They still. I've just barely seen the ending. Like, I never knew the ending of it. I was watching somebody else play it the other day, and they was like fighting Scar, and it's like they didn't even know how you're supposed to beat Scar. You just keep swiping him until he fall off, like, or some shit. Or it's just like crazy. I definitely didn't get to a grown aspect. I never got past baby fucking whatever his name was.
Exactly.
Like so. Yeah, I ain't getting no Timon, no Pumbaa, no nothing. Aladdin was crazy. Shit, the original Battletoads was fucking crazy.
Right.
Yeah, like that fucking little razor dry thing. Like, yeah, they get killed. She got killed by the Pokemon. But yeah, they used to make games unnecessary. Like I know people be talking like I've never played what is they call like now they call them Souls likes. They talk about them like I guess Dark Souls games or something like that, and how hard they are and how difficult.
Oh yeah, I
Shit,
did
that
see
was
that.
that was our original Dark Souls back in the day. Like you get continue maybe. You had limited continues. It wasn't no just keep starting, keep going. It was like the whole everything was different. Like, and another thing that pissed me off about modern game, and I know everybody's all excited about the new GTA that's going to come. I'm not. Like, I'm sure it's going to be a brilliant, beautiful open world and all that. They need to go back to GTA and make GTA like the original GTA, or when they first not the but when they first did GTA 3 and it was in 3D. Which means like you can accomplish the mission however you can accomplish it. Like they just told you what you're supposed to do and you do it. Now it's go here, then do this, do that. Because see, back in the day, it would be, I forgot what mission it was. Like you could go and park your car like in front of the little escape thing before you start the mission on the original GTA. And then when they try to get away, they'd run into the car and you could kill whoever it was, whatever. Now they don't have it like that. Now you got to follow this certain path and stuff. It's too linear. It's not really an open world mission. It's not like a free range mission like it used to be. But yeah, J-Man, you wanted a few
I
beating that
didn't play
game.
GTA like that. I played it a little bit, but not like that. I always just was playing around until the cops came and chased me. And at one point, I wanted to see how many cops I could get chased by and shit like that. But I ain't really get into GTA
participating
like
in criminal behavior, just like a lady.
That's all GTA is.
Terrible.
Learn how to be a criminal. That's all GTA is. Get the hell out of here.
That's wild.
But no, yeah, man, it's totally different. And then two, not even just that. Like we were saying, with the kids without their cell phones or whatnot, they'd be completely lost. But I also feel like to a certain extent, with so many influencers and everything like that, and because it's so social media and blah 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 and trendy, that I feel like they really don't have a real opinion. I mean, say they have an opinion, but it's just so influenced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that they more listen and take part to what somebody else is saying because that's who they like. And, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, okay, well, I kind of agree with this person, or they're cool or whatever. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to just stick to that. You know what I'm saying? And just not really have a genuine own self, opinion like that because there's just so much out there.
No, I agree.
That they can like draw to than what we had.
Yeah, they don't have time to. At this point, they don't have time to formulate their own opinion. That's why I say I'm really against kids having phones. Like until you 16, 17-ish, maybe. You know what I mean? They need a dumb phone, like a little flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because the thing about it is the issue with it is that once you have a phone, then you, like you said, going to start watching influencers. You're going to start watching, and they don't have time to grow up and formulate their own opinions about things. So, like you said, they're easily influenced. And once you're getting inundated with this stuff from the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? Once you're getting inundated with, this flashing lights and this opinion and this kid playing with toys and then it's all this other, like it's weird. And what's super weird about this generation that I noticed, like, and it was again, I've been watching a lot of old South Parks. Is like how back in the day when especially we used to play it, we wanted to play the game. Like we didn't want to wait when it wasn't your turn or when it wasn't like, somebody died or if you had 2 or 3 people on the game and, it was a 2-player game and when you lost, you had to give up the stick. Like we didn't want to watch the game. We sit on the sidelines talking shit. But now kids would rather watch somebody else play a video game than actually play it themselves. And I don't get that.
Not even video games, play with dolls. Or as a matter of fact, even like paint fucking, let me like repaint motherfucking My Little Pony. But I've even seen kids like watch other people, and they're not even kids no more at this point. These are like, teenagers, almost adults, sitting over here playing with fucking dolls. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the kids are watching.
Yeah.
It's not even video games. That's what makes it so sad. Like you even have to tune in to watching somebody else and their fucking imagination because you don't fucking have one.
Right.
So it's that boggles my fucking mind. Maybe watching the video game, okay, cool to a certain extent because sometimes shit is hard and you can't afford that game or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But like, but to watch somebody else play fucking dolls or whatever, like that is insane. insane.
It's
That was
crazy.
crazy to me.
But that's what lets you know we got a bunch of crazy. Because the thing about it is that you say it's crazy, right? But then that person who played with the damn doll, you know what I'm saying? That you're playing with that damn doll, and they got 10,000, 100,000 motherfuckers watching it or views or whatever. So it's like, it's a lot of these people out here who are into this weird stuff. Like ASMR became a weird thing. And whoever the little AI thing is, yes, during the analog renaissance. I dig it. I get what you're saying. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like all these things that have become things that nobody ever knew, mukbangs and like I said, ASMR shit and all this. And this shit has millions and has all kind of shit going on, right? And you're like, so that makes you wonder about the people who are next to you. It's like, hey, if all of these people are all around, like, what is going on? Who is watching this shit? Like, so yeah. I mean, it's a wild.
And then they're even getting paid for it too.
Yeah.
Like even some of them getting paid to do this shit. Like,
see, there are people who are making good salaries monthly doing this crazy shit, you know. So that's why I have to encourage everybody. Hey, if you think you got a little talent, you got something, you never know who into it. Fuck it, do it.
Yeah,
it might be a group of motherfuckers who like
the
that
people
shit.
that do like the AI people or like the what are they called on games?
You say
The NPCs.
Oh yeah.
Right, like them motherfuckers, and they get paid like crazy for acting like a fucking NPC. That's crazy. Yum yum yum. Like,
yeah, that may be the strangest thing because I've tried watching one, and that shit is annoying. It's corny as hell, and it's like because it's like a nigga I think on seats call itself like the hood NPC or some shit, and this nigga be outside and just the weirdest. Like I'm not a violent person. But if you just saw somebody else, like I'd be tempted to want to slap the shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, something ain't right. Something ain't right in there. But the thing is, it's not even them. It's the people who are watching and supporting. Like, why are you watching this motherfucker be a weirdo? Just go play a video game and talk to the same character over and over. Like, eventually they're gonna run out of dialogue and just do the weird shit. Like, yeah, we live in a crazy time. We have too many options.
Fucking insane. But anywho,
right.
So now I got to clean up. So I'm at work.
All right. Well,
it was definitely nice talking to you guys again.
Well.
I miss y'all, and you know all that other good stuff.
Yeah, don't be a stranger.
But, you know, I got work to do. So,
well, that's definitely do your
y'all
thing.
have a wonderful night, and I love my damn family.
Yeah. We kind of like you too, lady.
You on tomorrow too?
Huh? What'd you say?
You say you're going to be on tomorrow too?
I'm debating because it's the birthday, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't plan on doing nothing too crazy. So if I'm not doing nothing too crazy or too under the influence of anything, then I'll be on tomorrow. If I don't show up tomorrow, then just know I'm having a real good time wherever the fuck I may be. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if I get the notification, I'll see y'all on then.
You know, you got to check without the notification. You know, notification don't ever come through. So you just got to check.
I know because it's been acting weird.
Well, that's a bit. All right, let me let you do the thing, Miss Lady. Listen, it was great hearing from you, knowing that you were A-OK. You know, we miss you in the den, and it's good to hear from you.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all to keep doing your thing, and y'all have a wonderful night.
You too, man. Good evening.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Shout out to Miss Lady Lish. It's always good to hear from the OG Den folk. I will never forget Lady Lish's first call because I will never forget it because it was Lady Licious and Ashley. It wasn't not because of whatever transpired back and forth, but I remember these two because it was always a mixed belief. Everybody believed Ashley was white and everybody thought Lady Licious was black, and that was primed in time. But here's the deal. All right. I'm finna get to working. It is a little past the time, but I'm finna get back and I'm finna get to fixing this shit. So next time we do go live, that this fucking bot can work. Shout out to all of y'all, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank you for being here. I thank you guys for being a part of the den, whether the notifications show or do not show. I thank y'all for showing up. So again, I expect y'all to be here tomorrow, whether I am or not. I plan on being here. I don't plan on being too off the wall, but hey, we'll see. But again, I thank y'all. Den folk, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. And again, I expect to see y'all tomorrow. It's more than likely we'll be live, right? More than likely. I'll get my shenanigans out the way early. But with that being said, I'm chunking the deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the fuck up out the den this evening. Adios, my good people. Toodaloo, toodaloo.